Good evening. The makers of the new Rinso bring you the Amos and Andy Show with their guest tonight, the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer star currently appearing in Heavenly Body, Miss Spring Byington. Andrew H. Brown rarely has anything to look forward to. However, this happens to be one of those occasions when he can hardly wait for the day to arrive. His nephew, Jimmy, a member of the armed forces, is coming to New York to spend his furlough with his Uncle Andy. At the moment, the proud uncle is in his office reading Jimmy's letter to Andy.
Listen to this part of the letter, Amos.
Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
He say here, and so I will arrive in New York sometime Thanksgiving morning and will come right to your place. I sure will be happy to see you, Uncle Andy. Give my regards to your friend Amos, your loving nephew, Jimmy.
Oh, that's great. He's coming up to New York for Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah, that's nice, Andy.
Yeah, and look here. He done sent me his picture here in his uniform.
Oh, let me see that. Boy, he's certainly good looking, all right.
Sure is. Everybody say he looks exactly like me.
Tell me this, Andy. Is you going to give your nephew a nice Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, now, that's exactly what I want to talk to you about. I was pretty proud of that boy, Amos.
Oh, I know you is, Andy.
And now, look here. You see, I live in one room, and I ain't got no stove or nothing. I ain't got no way of cooking no big Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I know.
And I kind of hate to ask you this, but...
Go ahead.
Well, I was wondering if you would put on the dinner at your place. I'd buy the turkey and pay for everything. You see, Amos, it's just on account of my nephew. I'm kind of proud of him, and I want to do it right.
Oh, sure, Andy. Sure we'll do it.
Oh, that sure is nice of you, Amos. I really appreciate that. And I know Jimmy will, too. Yeah, I'm going to write him and tell him that we're going to have a big Thanksgiving dinner for him with turkey and everything.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Andy, Thanksgiving Day is a week from yesterday, and I hear that turkeys is pretty scarce.
Oh, I'll get one all right, Amos. Don't worry. The Kingfish say that he's going to take me over to see his butcher.
I thought the Kingfish and his butcher wasn't speaking to each other.
Well, they wasn't, but the Kingfish made up with him at the beginning of the turkey season.
Well, now, all you got to do, Andy, is to get the turkey, and me and Ruby will take care of everything else.
Oh, that's great. Put it there, son.
Well, hello there, boys. How is you?
Yeah.
Well, hello there, Kingfish. We're just talking about you.
Who you was, huh? Speaking of the loving Kingfish.
By the way, did you see the picture of Andy's nephew, Jimmy?
Yeah, look here. Here it is right here. He look pretty good, don't he? He's my nephew on my mama and papa side.
Yeah, nice picture here. He's a private already, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kingfish, Andy's nephew is coming up here for Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, and I want to get a turkey for him. Kingfish, I want you to take me over to your butcher like you said you would.
Oh, anytime at all, Brother Andy. Yeah, I'll go with you now.
Okay, that's good. By the way, do you know anything about how to pick out a good turkey, Kingfish?
Yeah, sure I do. Brother Andy, whenever I picks out a turkey, I always kind of feels around the legs there. That's important.
It is, huh?
Oh, yeah, you take an athlete. Now, when he runs and exercises and all that stuff, he gets hard and tough. So the idea in picking out a turkey is to get one that has done led a lazy life.
Well, Kingfish, I got just one turkey left.
Yeah, let us take a look at it, Carl. It's for my friend here, Mr. Brown. He got a nephew coming home from the army on Thanksgiving, and he wants to get a nice tender bird.
Yeah. How much did that turkey weigh that you has got there, mister?
Oh, about 14 pounds. That's it right up there on that hook. Last one left.
Boy, that looked good, all right.
Put it down here on the counter, Carl, so I can examine it.
Yeah, sure will. Yeah, sir.
Now, let me see here. I want to feel around his legs here. This turkey has done a lot of running, didn't he?
That's prime turkey, and the only one I got left. You're lucky to get it.
Yeah, I think I'll take it, Kingfish.
Now, wait a minute, Andy. Keep your big mouth shut. Wait just a minute here. Don't let's rush into the thing. Let me feel the turkey's wings here. Done a lot of flying, too, didn't it, Carl?
To tell you the truth, Kingfish, I don't know. I just met the bird 3 days ago.
Well, I'm going to take it, Kingfish.
Andy, will you please wait a minute? I'm just trying to help you here. Turn the turkey over on the other side, will you, Carl?
Yeah.
You know, Andy, I don't like the shape of this turkey's back.
Look here, Kingfish. We ain't buying for its figure.
Yeah, but all them things count.
Excuse me a second, boys. I want to go out in front and raise your arm enough.
All right, Carl.
Listen, Kingfish.
Wait a minute. Come on down here, Andy, so we can talk. I don't want this other butcher down the other end to hear us.
Well, Kingfish, why can't I buy that turkey?
Now, look, Andy. Do whatever you want to do. It's your money. I just try to help you. I'm trying to give you the benefit of my long turkey experiences.
It's a good turkey, though, ain't it?
Well, yeah, it's a good turkey, Andy, but I like to check and double-check the thing to make sure.
Well, Listen, if you think the turkey is all right, why is we hemming and hawing around here?
Listen, Andy, it's just like when a fella is figuring on marrying some gal. She might look nice and pretty and look good in clothes and all that stuff. At the same time, you want to get a look in her mouth to make sure that you ain't go run into $50 or $100 worth of dental work. And we just want to make sure that we're getting a good turkey, too.
Well, I'm going to buy it, Kingfish.
Okay, then, and I don't think you can go wrong.
Say, Carl, I'll take that turkey.
All right, I'll put it on the scale. Hey, wait a minute. Say, Joe, what'd you do with that turkey that was right here?
Well, I just sold it to that man going out the door there.
Well,
Kingfish, what would you charge to stop helping me?
Well, I'm sorry you boys missed your chance of that turkey, but I guess Joe didn't know you was thinking about buying it.
Come on, Andy. We'll go to a good butcher shop. Listen, Carl, if this is the way that you want to treat an old customer that has paid up till last July, it's okay with me.
Sorry, gentlemen, we haven't had a turkey in here in 10 days. We got a mailing list a mile long.
No turkeys, huh?
Not a chance. We don't expect any more turkeys until after the first of the year, and maybe not then.
Turkeys? Are you kidding?
Yes, Henry, there just ain't a turkey for sale in the whole town.
Yes, I know. Mrs. Van Porter was saying at breakfast this morning that the turkey situation is cute. But I didn't know it was cute as that.
Yeah, well, I could have got one, but this part-time genius here, the Kingfish, helped me so much I didn't get it.
Considering the source of that remark, I'm going to disignore the whole thing.
Please, boys, please, let's not have no fights. After all, we is all civilized gentlemen, you know.
Come in, Lightning, come in.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Lightning.
I thought I'd find you fellas over here at Miss Andy's office. Miss Andy, this letter come for you over at the lodge hall, and I thought it might be something important.
Oh, thank you, Lightning. Well, it's from Jimmy.
Oh, it is, huh? What do we say, Andy?
Yes, what is in it?
Say, dear Uncle Andy, I don't have time to write much, but there is a buddy of mine here at camp who lives too far away to go home and visit his folks for Thanksgiving. I took the liberty of asking him to come up to New York with me and have Thanksgiving turkey dinner with us. I hope this will be okay with you. Your loving nephew, Jimmy. Well, fellas, I really got to get a turkey someplace. I ain't going to let them two boys down.
Yeah, sounds like they're counting on turkey already. Gee, Andy, I wish I'd known how to help you.
Yeah.
I wonder if there would be anything in getting a couple of chickens and tell your nephew that the turkeys is running small this year.
Well, another thing, I'd have to tell him that the turkey this year tastes like chickens, too.
Yeah, I guess you would.
Say, boys, I just had a thought here.
Oh, what was that, Henry?
Well, Andy, I wonder if there's any chance of you getting the priority on the turkey.
Priority?
Yes, I know that the Army has done took a lot of turkeys this year, which is as it should be. But it just occurred to me that as long as you was getting the turkey for your nephew and his friend, who was in the Army, you might be able to get a priority.
Mm-hmm. Say, yeah, that's worth trying. Where would I go?
Well, I know that there's a special priority board downtown that handles the unusual things like that. I has had occasion to go there myself. As for Miss Spring Byington.
Come on, Kingfish. We is going down there right now.
Did you wish to see me?
Is you Miss Spring Byington?
That's right. Can I help you?
Yes. Tell Miss Byington the whole story, Andy.
Yeah. I'll start at the beginning. Mm-hmm. The reason we come down to the rationing boat here is on account of my nephew. You see, he's in the Army, and he's coming home for Thanksgiving.
Oh, isn't that nice? I was just saying to my husband this morning that I wish Harry, he's our nephew, was coming home for Thanksgiving. He's in a camp in the Middle West. But if he can't be, it can't be.
That's right. Now, what I want to explain to you...
On the other hand, Philip, that's my sister's son. He's stationed in Georgia. Oh, a lovely boy. He looks a lot like my sister Elaine.
Yeah, that's good, all right.
Go ahead, Andy. Tell Miss Byington what you want to tell her.
Yeah, I'll begin at the beginning. You see, my nephew is in the Army, and he's coming home for Thanksgiving.
Oh, really? Isn't that nice?
Huh?
I know how happy you must be. You know, I have a nephew, too.
Yes, we know. He lives in the Middle West, and he can't get home for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you know him?
And start at the beginning again, will you?
Well, this nephew and his buddy is coming home for Thanksgiving, and I want to give him a big dinner.
Yeah, and we want you to help us if you can.
Why, of course I will. Now, I'd suggest that the first thing you do is to get a turkey.
That's what we want to see you about. You see, we ain't got no turkey.
Well, if I were you, I'd hurry up and get one. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I understand they're getting scarce.
We heard the same rumor,
Excuse me, Miss Byington, but we can get priorities here, can't we?
Oh, yes, indeed. That's what we're here for.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What kind of a priority was it you wanted? Tires or extra gasoline?
And do you think we are too far from the beginning to go back there again?
Well, we can try going back there once more. You see, my nephew is in the Army, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, really? Are you going to have a turkey dinner for him?
Not at the rate we're going, lady, no.
You see, like I said before, that's what we come in to see you about. We can't get one in the whole city, Miss Byington, and you see... This dinner is for a couple of soldiers, and that's why we're trying to get a priority from the government on it. You see, we got all the trimmings, but the trouble is we ain't got nothing to trim.
A priority on a turkey?
Yeah, it's our only chance of getting one. We done scarred the whole town. And I promise you that I won't eat none of the turkey myself. I might dip my bread in the gravy, but that's all.
Well, this is the first request we've had like this. I'd like to help. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll call up regional headquarters and see what they say about it.
Yeah, we'd appreciate it if you would.
You might fill out this application blank in the meantime, just in case.
Okay. Name. I guess I better put Amos Jones' name and address down, too, because that's where we're going to have the dinner.
That'll be fine.
Regional headquarters?
Oh, Dorothy, this is Spring.
Oh, hello, Spring.
I called you last night. You weren't home your little stay out.
Jeanette and I went over to that millinery class. I'm making the most stunning hat you ever saw.
Oh, you're making me so jealous. I need a hat so badly for my new coat. What kind are you making, Dorothy?
Oh, it's sort of an idea of my own. It's an off-the-face turban.
Oh, that should be gorgeous. Especially with your hair. Oh, anything else new?
No, except that I'm going over to Clara's Sunday afternoon. You going?
Well, I don't know whether Frank's going to play golf or not, but I'll be talking to you before that. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
If there's anything that annoys me, it's some woman calling me when I'm busy and just talking about nothing. Now, where were we?
You called her.
I called her.
You was going to ask her if there was some way that we could get a priority on the turkey.
Well, how do you like that? She hung up without telling me.
You didn't ask her.
I didn't? Oh, I suppose it's my fault. But it's just that girl talks so incessantly and rambles on. What now? Hello?
Spring, this is Dorothy again. You didn't tell me what you called me up for.
Oh, I'm glad you called back, Dorothy. Listen, can we give out a priority order for a turkey?
Well, not that I know of. At least I've never heard of it.
Well, if anybody would know about it, it would be you.
Well, I've never heard of it since I've been here.
Well, that's all I want to know. Thanks, Dorothy.
Goodbye.
I'm awfully sorry, but there just is no such thing.
Yeah, well, thanks anyway, Miss Bindon. We sure appreciate what you try to do for us.
I guess the boys will just have to get along without gasoline. I mean, without a turkey. Goodbye.
No luck at the ration board, huh, fellas?
No, Amos, nothing. And we even went to 6 more butcher shops and still couldn't get none.
Yes, Amos, I'm going to tell you, I know my way around Harlem here, and I know all the ropes. But I tell you, I just about to give up the thing.
Say, I was just wondering, is there any place where we could get a wild turkey, maybe?
Oh, Andy, there ain't no wild turkeys around here. What you talking about? You know, them pilgrims got all of them.
They did, huh?
Sure they did.
Well, tell me this. Does you know a pilgrim that we could call up?
Oh, Andy, that was years and years ago, Andy. By the way, did you see that letter on your desk there that come for you?
Oh, no. Hey, looky here. There's another letter from Jimmy.
Oh, it is, huh?
Oh, say, maybe his friend ain't coming.
Mm-hmm.
Then if Jimmy comes up here alone, I can take him out to dinner.
Yeah. Now. Go ahead and read it then, Andy.
Yeah. Dear Uncle Andy, I want to tell you that I am...
Now, what do you say, Andy?
He's bringing 3 more fellas.
Andy, what time did Jimmy say that him and his friends would get here?
Well, he say sometime around noon. So I guess they won't be here for an hour or maybe an hour and a half yet. Is it anything else you need, Ruby? I'll go down to the store and get it.
No, Andy, I think we have everything. And I think it's going to be a pretty nice dinner, too.
Yeah, well, I bought everything I could think of.
I know you did, Andy. And I'm going to fix everything just as good as I know how.
Oh, yeah, there ain't no question about that, Ruby. I know that. You is a wonderful cook. But there ain't nobody that can make frankfurters take like turkey.
Oh, but I think that the boys will enjoy their dinner.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. That can't be Jimmy. It's too early for Jimmy.
It might be for me. I'll get it, Amos.
Is there a Mr. Brown here?
Yes. Yes, won't you come in? Andy, there's a lady to see you.
Hello, Mr. Brown.
Oh, hello there. Hello. You is the lady from the ration boat, ain't you?
That's right, and I have a turkey for you. Here.
Oh, a turkey for me?
Yes. You see, we ordered our own turkey about a month ago, and this morning some friends of ours dropped in and gave us a turkey from their farm, and I want you to have it.
Well, gee, I couldn't...
And fortunately, I had this address, that you put on the priority blank, remember? Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Well, I don't know how to thank you. I wouldn't take the thing for myself, but on account of my nephew and his soldier friends coming, it'll sure make it nice for them. How much do I owe you for it?
Oh, you don't owe me anything. It didn't cost me anything. I'm not in the turkey business.
Oh, well, this sure is nice of you, lady.
Yes, it sure is wonderful.
Oh, go on. Well, I've got to run along now and start cooking my own dinner. Goodbye again.
Goodbye.
That sure was sweet of that lady.
Yeah. Now I'll really be able to give them a Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, boy, am I happy.
That turkey sure looks good, don't it? Look at there.
Boy, that turkey sure smells good, too.
Yeah, tell me this, Ruby. When is you going to take it out of the oven?
Oh, it's got about an hour to go yet. I hope the boys get here on time.
Yeah. Look at it there, Amos. Just look at that thing.
Yeah, that's something all right, ain't it?
Yeah. Look right there. See how it's kind of browning up on the breast there? Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. This is getting brown, ain't it?
Oh, boy, wouldn't that turkey be proud if he could see himself right now?
I just got to baste it a little more here.
Yeah.
Look at that gravy going over that breast.
I wonder why they don't make perfume out of that stuff. You know, Amos, that must be them now. Now, remember, do just like we said.
Okay, come on now, Ruby, come on.
Yeah, and just when I put my hand on the doorknob, we start the thing. You ready?
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh.
I've got a special delivery letter for Mr. Brown.
For me?
Yeah. Sign right there.
Oh, yes, sir.
At the lodge hall, they told me you were over here.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's the matter, Andy? You look sad.
What is it, Andy?
Yeah, well, I was sad, Amos. But I was proud, too.
What do it say, Andy?
It's from Jimmy.
Yeah, huh?
Will not be able to come to New York. Neither will the other boys. We are leaving for a port of embarkation. By the time you get this, we will no doubt be on our way overseas. Love, Jimmy.
You can really be proud of that boy, Andy.
Yeah. God bless him. I sure hope he has a safe trip. How many guests did you invite over here for the turkey dinner, Andy?
7 of them.
Who all did you invite?
I don't know their names. Just 7 boys from the USO.
Join us again next week at this same time for the Amos and Andy Show, at which time Amos and Andy will have as their guest the fine picture character actor, Mr. Donald Meek. Our program is shortwave to our armed forces overseas, wherever they may be. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for all of us and thanking the charming MGM star, Miss Spring Byington, for appearing with us tonight. One more thing before we say goodnight. A reminder that you ladies personally can save the lives of many of our fighting men without budging a step out of your kitchens. Just remember, the waste fats and greases you can save will be made into ammunition and precious sulfa drugs. But no matter how much you save, those waste fats and greases won't do anyone a bit of good until you sell them to your dealer. So don't let them hang around the kitchen. Once you've filled a can, take it right to your meat dealer. The need is so urgent that within 3 weeks, the waste fats and greases you turn in are at the munitions plant. Put them into any kind of tin can. Save those waste fats. Thank you, and good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Here he is. In the movie Wake Island, he was the Brooklyn Marine. In Abroad with Two Yanks, he's Biff, the private. But tonight, he's just another American citizen looking forward to good old Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, and I got plenty to be thankful for. This year, our family's going to have a turkey filled with chestnut. When I was a kid, we had a chestnut filled with turkey.
The American Meat Institute presents William Bendix in The Life of Riley. And later, during our show, we'll have a special visit from your favorite Hollywood correspondent, Jimmy Fiddler. And now, on behalf of all those engaged in supplying meat to the nation, the American Meat Institute presents The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. The Rileys have just witnessed a performance of a Thanksgiving play at the high school, and right now they're waiting for their daughter Babs outside the stage door.
Why, I thought the play was fine, especially the way Babs played Priscilla.
Yeah, Babs was good. And I got a laugh when Captain Miles Standish's beard fell off. Boy, was his face nude.
Oh, if I was Priscilla, I'd sooner marry Miles Standish than Elmer Gillis.
But the Gillis boy was playing John Alden. She had to marry him. That's history.
Now, wait a minute. If they were so stuck on getting history into it, answer me this. Where was Nathan Hale?
Nathan Hale wasn't a pilgrim. Pop, you're all mixed up.
Junior, a little respect, please. I know history, too. Nathan Hale was the fellow who said, "I regret that I have but one wife to give to my country."
Riley, if you see any of Babs's teachers, don't talk history with them.
Believe me, that play wasn't history. And that Elmer wasn't a pilgrim. He was a grim pill. What an actor. He ain't got enough life in him to play a dead body, that guy.
Quiet, Riley. There's Elmer's father.
Well, if it ain't the Riley.
Oh, hello, Gillis. I was just saying how your boy Elmer played John Alden. Great!
Thanks. And whatever you've been saying about my boy Elmer's acting goes double for your daughter Babs.
What?
Oh, dear. Those pilgrims sure lived in romantic days. Sometimes I wish we'd been born in those days.
If we had, we'd be pretty old by now, huh?
I suppose you might have married Captain Miles Standish instead of me, huh, Peg?
Well, it depends, Riley. You think you could have kept us some fresh turkeys like John Alden kept Priscilla?
Well, sure. I know how to shoot a gun. Remember the time we had a shooting match down at Cohen's farm? Didn't I shoot the cigar right out of Muley Durkin's mouth?
Well, sure you did. But the target was a tin can on a fence.
Was it?
Oh, yes, Riley. If I was a turkey, I wouldn't be worried when you came around.
Well, there's a woman's logic for you. Look, Peg, we're married, ain't we? If you was a turkey, I'd be a turkey, too, and turkeys don't go around shooting each other.
Now, you take me, Riley. Every year I go up to Antelope Valley.
I shoot a gobbler for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you do?
Well, sure. Ask my wife.
You hear that, Riley?
What he can do, I can do.
Huh?
Well, sure you can. Just the same, I'm getting our turkey from Jake's Market.
Now, listen. Hey, Peg, where you going?
Oh, I'll be right back. I'm just going inside to see what's keeping bad.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll go with you, Mom.
Look, Gillis, what's the idea of tearing me down in front of my wife? Telling them cock and bullet stories about shooting turkeys, huh?
Well, it's true. If I'm lying, may I never see my landlord again.
I still don't believe you.
On the level, Riley. See, every Thanksgiving up in Antelope Valley, they have a big turkey shoot. The best 10 scores win a turkey. It's only $1 a try. And with $5, you're sure to win one.
Oh, I can win a turkey at a shooting match, huh?
Well, sure, it's a cinch. And Digger Odell, the undertaker, he'd lend you his cabin he's got up there.
Oh, that'd be perfect. But look, supposing a guy, naming no names, but suppose that this guy couldn't shoot so good and he wanted to show his wife he was a good shot. Suppose this guy loses in the match.
Well, I know one man, again, naming no names, but he happens to be my children's father. This guy, if he loses in the shoot, he buys a turkey from some guy who wins.
Oh, I get it, Gillis, yeah. Well, the first thing tomorrow, I'm seeing Digger Odell and talking turkey. Good morning, Digger. Glad I found you home. How's my favorite undertaker?
Glad to see you, Riley. You're looking fine. Very natural.
I feel good. Say, Digger, I got a favor to ask you about Thanksgiving.
Ah, Thanksgiving. Roast turkey, cranberry sauce, gravy. I adore Thanksgiving. It's so gay.
Yeah. Well, I want to prove to my wife that I'm a good shot, so could I borrow your place up in Antelope Valley this Thanksgiving, please? Huh?
Certainly, Riley. Glad to be of help in your hour of need. In my profession, we have a slogan. The good that you do to people will come back to you in the end. And so will the people. Riley, you'll enjoy my ranch.
Ranch? Say, how big is this place of yours?
It's 1 mile long by 15 feet wide. The land used to belong to a railroad, but they moved over to straighten the track.
Well, that's a kind of an odd shape, though, isn't it?
Yes, long and narrow, but very comfortable.
Yes,
Personally, I adore it. The wide open spaces, the bracing air, the smell of wood smoke to sharpen the appetite. It makes you feel so alive.
Well, I got to be going, and thanks for everything, Digger.
Cheerio, Riley. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie.
Well, since you asked me, Riley, I think spending Thanksgiving in the woods is silly.
But you love Digger's Ranch. The house is filled with wide open spaces. You've got to brace yourself against the fresh air because your lungs are filled with wood smoke. It makes you feel as if you were alive.
Well, maybe. But I still think we better stay home on Thanksgiving.
Oh, nothing doing. I'm going to make you take back what you said about me being a bad shot. I'm going to win at that shooting match.
Oh, well, I don't mind going, but couldn't we buy a turkey and bring it up there, just in case?
Stop worrying, Peg. I guarantee to bring in a turkey. If I don't, I'll eat my hat.
Save the crown for me, Pop.
Junior.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Riley. I'm glad I got you in time. This is Gillis.
Well, hurry up, Gillis. We're just leaving for the woods. The family's outside waiting for me.
Oh, I got bad news, Riley.
Huh?
I just heard that the turkey shoot's been called off.
What? They can't do this to me. What am I going to do now?
Called the trip off.
I can't back out now. I've been bragging so much about what a good shot I am. If I don't win a turkey, I'm a dead duck. I'm coming. I got to go now, Gillis. Maybe I'll think of something on my way to the station.
Riley, who was that on the phone?
Gillis.
Oh, is anything wrong?
No.
Well, then why are you looking so gloomy?
Well, Gillis was just telling me about a nice family he knows that may be without a turkey for Thanksgiving.
In a moment, we'll find out if Riley can wriggle out of his dilemma. But right now, this is Ken Niles, your Minuteman for meat. And my minute's worth tonight is on this question. What can you do about the cuts of meat you can't get these war days? And the answer is you braise the cuts of beef you do get. You see, our government is taking a big part of beef steaks and beef roasts these days to feed our fighters. So a lot of the beef left for us on the home front is what we call the braising cuts. They're lean, and you must prepare them a little more thoroughly if you want to serve them at their best. So the American Meat Institute recommends braising. Now, braising is a little like roasting, and it's a little like frying. It's accomplished through low heat over a longer time and on top of the stove. You pan brown your short ribs or flank steak or pot roast or whatever you're braising. You add liquid, put on the cover, and let her braise. And boy, oh boy, braised beef, brown, glistening, drenched with gravy, tender though lean, is something to kiss your cook about. So, ladies, if you're hungry for kisses or compliments or just plain hungry, braise that beef. Remember, the braising cuts of beef are rich in proteins of highest quality, just as all cuts of meat. All meat is a yardstick of protein foods because all meat measures up to every protein need. Well, it's Thanksgiving morning, and the Rileys are at Digger Odell's cabin in the woods. Riley, determined to keep up his big bluff that his shooting skill will get him a turkey, is tramping through the woods, gun in hand, with Junior.
Junior, I don't know why you had to come along. You're going to make me nervous when I'm aiming at the target.
Oh, I'm sticking with you, Pop. I want to see how you do in that shooting match.
Don't even trust your own father.
Hey, Pop,
What?
you said the turkey shoot was being held near Hooper Falls. We're going the wrong way. Look, there's the station.
Yeah, I know. Junior, look, we got to have a father and son talk. It's time you knew something. I can't put it off any longer.
Oh, you mean you're going to tell me about the bees and the flowers?
Now, Junior, about the birds. One particular bird, a turkey. Look, Junior, we always been good friends. With us, it's been one for all and every man for himself. It's always going to be that way, right?
Okay, Pop. What is it you don't want me to tell Mom?
Well, you don't have to be so blunt. But you see, the turkey shoot was called off.
You mean we aren't going to have a turkey?
Well, it looked that way at first, but just before we got on the train, I got a big idea. I phoned Jake's Meat Market from the depot, and I fixed it with Jake to ship a turkey up here on the morning train. Now I pick it up at the station and tell your mother I won it at the turkey shoot. Ha, 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 what a rib.
What a fib.
Well, after we're all full of turkey, I'm going to tell the truth.
Oh, here's the station, Pop.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, I don't see it outside, and the station's locked.
Well, somebody's got to be here. How am I going to get my turkey? Wait, here's a note on the window here. Closed today. Closed? No, they can't do this to me.
Oh, Pop, now we ain't going to have any turkey, and it's Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Junior, for keeping me informed.
Oh, well, Pop, let's go home.
Oh, Junior, I can't go home without a turkey, so now I'm really going hunting.
But, Pop, there's no turkeys in these woods.
Well, there's other game to hunt. There's deer.
Deer? But we'll never get it home. A deer's too big.
Oh, all right, then. I'll shoot a rabbit. They're smaller.
Oh, you couldn't shoot a rabbit. They're too fast.
Yeah, well, then keep your eye open for a turtle.
Gosh, turtle.
Well, I heard it's very tasty. We can have turtle drumsticks and stuff the shell with chestnuts. Come on,
Well, if you ask me, we're on a wild goose chase.
Well, if we get a wild goose, that's better than nothing. Come on, let's...
Gee, we've been walking for 4 hours, and here we are, back at the train track.
Yeah. My feet would give their right arm to get out of my shoes. Junior.
What?
Did you ever hear of a mirage that looked like a turkey?
No, Pop.
Then look where I'm pointing. And if you see what I see, I'm going to shoot.
It's a bird, okay, Pop. Listen.
It's a turkey. A big gobbler. Junior, stand back. I'm taking aim.
Pop, you're shaking. Should I hold a gun still?
No, you better go hold the turkey. No, stay here. Get behind me, Junior.
Let me shoot it, Pop.
No. Look out now. I got a bead on him. I see him under the gun sight.
Pop, he's coming toward us.
I won't shoot till I see the white meat of his eye. 1, 2.
You missed him.
I couldn't have missed.
Well, open your eyes and look. He's still coming at you, Pop.
I'll get him this time. Ha! Pick him up, Junior.
You didn't even touch him. And now he's running toward us.
Junior, he's surrendering. He knows when he's licked. What the...
Gosh, Pop. I think he likes you.
Yeah. I can't shoot no bird that gives himself up, can I? Now, go away, Turkey. Shoot. Right. Turkey, stop trying to kiss me. Go on.
Hey, Pop, look, there's a tag on his leg.
Well, read it.
Let's see. My name is Sultan. I belong to Patty Kane, age 7. Please do not feed me.
Feed him? I wanted him to feed me.
Gosh, what a Thanksgiving. No turkey.
Well, it ain't right. I'm a law-abiding man. Don't I do my work? Don't I buy war bonds? Don't I let the government withhold my tax? Then I have to go without turkey on Thanksgiving. It ain't right.
Boy, that cabin sure looks good, don't it, Pop?
Now I gotta go in and explain to your mother about no turkey. This is what I get for trying to be a smart aleck. Huh? Here goes.
Riley, Junior, where have you been?
Well, Peg, I've been thinking. Why don't we all go on a diet starting today? A foodless diet.
Well, we can talk about it after dinner. Meanwhile, the turkey's getting cold.
I think, did you say turkey?
Of course, turkey. In the dining room on the table.
Turkey? Gosh, Junior, look, what a turkey.
Oh, Mom, did you shoot it?
Yeah, Peg, how, when...
That was some joke you played on us, Riley, you clever thing. Station master said you had it shipped up here from town, and he knew we'd want it today. Brought it here himself.
Yeah. Ain't that ironical?
Hey, Pop, your neck's getting red.
That sunburn left over from last summer, Junior.
Well, dinner's ready, Daddy.
Okay, folks, grab your chairs. Every man for himself. Come on, pull them out there.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Start carving, Pop.
Okay, let me have that carving knife. Dr. Riley wanted in surgery. Folks, just to make sure everybody gets enough turkey, I'm going to give you your second helpings first.
Riley.
Huh?
Haven't you forgotten something?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. Well, here it is, another Thanksgiving Day, and we have plenty to thank you for our food, and for our work that earns it, and most of all, for all of us being here together. Some families are pretty far apart today. If you could see your way clear to bring them back together again pretty soon now, we'd be mighty grateful for that, too. We thank you for letting us live in a country where there'll always be a Thanksgiving Day, and if you'll help us, well, we'll do all we can so that someday there won't be any place in the world where people can't live in peace with each other. Amen.
Amen.
Riley will be back in a moment with your favorite Hollywood correspondent, Jimmy Fiddler. And remember, folks, all meat, regardless of cut or kind, has the right kind of proteins to build and rebuild body tissues. That's what makes meat a yardstick of protein foods. It measures up to every protein need. And may I add, the nutritional statements just made about meat are accepted by the Council on Foods and Nutrition of the American Medical Association.
Attaboy, Ken. Folks, this is Bill Bendix welcoming Jimmy Fiddler, who has a special message for us. So, Jimmy, on behalf of all the Rileys, welcome. Our microphone is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Thanksgiving Day is almost here. Perhaps if you have loved ones overseas and if there'll be empty chairs at your table on Thanksgiving, you may think you haven't much for which to be grateful. Perhaps food rationing, gas rationing, shortages here and shortages there have aggravated you. If that's true, open your minds and your hearts. We Americans have plenty to be thankful for. We can be thankful that we have freedom of speech. We can be grateful for free press, for free screen and radio, freedom to worship God as we wish. Thankful that we can laugh and can speak our minds without fear, that we can say no and not be forced to say yes at the point of a bayonet like the people of Germany and Japan. We can be thankful that our cities and homes haven't been bombed and that our babies haven't gone hungry. We can be thankful that the men who lead us today are now determined that there shall be no more wars, no more death and tragedy and famine. Let's protect this magnificent freedom and prove our thanks by buying war bonds, buying them till our pocketbooks are pinched. Good night.
Follow The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix and sponsored by the American Meat Institute, next week at this same time.
This is the Blue Network.
Bird's Eye Frosted Foods present Bird's Eye Open House, starring Dinah Shore with her special guest, Groucho Marx. And now here's Dinah.
I didn't want to see you again, but I did. I didn't want to phone you again, but I did. I had a certain feeling for you that bothered me. I had to find out what the hidden charm could be. I didn't want to hug you again, but I did. I again, but I did. I must have been too sentimental doing what I did. I didn't want to fall in love, but I did. Must have been too sentimental doing what I did. I didn't want to fall in love, but I did. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hiya, fellas. Fine, and a happy Thanksgiving to all of you. That means you, Robert Emmett Dolan, and our orchestra, and Ken Lane, and our chorus, and all you nice people who are visiting our Bird's Eye Open House this evening. Oh, I didn't mean to exclude you, Harry. How are you?
Oh, fine, and a very thanky Thanksgiving to you, darling.
A very what? Well, anyhow, thank you, Harry. You know, this is my favorite holiday.
Oh, mine, too. See, every Thanksgiving Day, I'm bursting with sentiment, brotherly love, conviviality, and stuffing. But, Dinah, who else are you having over for Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, my Aunt Sarah Lou Culpepper is visiting me from Alabama.
Oh.
And I thought maybe Groucho Marx might be a good dinner companion for her. Don't you think so?
Oh, sure. Groucho's coming over, too. Say, where is he?
I don't know, but I wish he'd hurry. See, Groucho told me not to buy a turkey because he's bringing one over.
Groucho is bringing the turkey?
Yeah, I wonder where he is.
Well, I didn't win it that time.
How about another chance on the turkey, Mr. Marks? Only 5 cents, you know.
By all means. But what gets me, Ed, is that there actually are suckers who go into a store and pay $10 or $12 for a turkey when you can step up to a cigar counter and win one on a punch board for a nickel. All right, Ed, I'll take another chance.
Here you are.
Let's see. I think I'll punch this one.
Mr. Marks, congratulations. You won the turkey.
Oh, I'm always lucky. How much do I owe you?
$153.40. You wait right here, Mr. Marks. I'll bring you your prize.
I still can't understand how a guy in his right mind would go into a store and plunk down $10 or $12 for a turkey. Ah, Groucho Marx, you're a shrewd little rascal, you.
Now, you just stay right where you are, Aunt Sarah Lou. You must be tired from your trip. Just relax while Harry and I finish setting the table.
Thank you, Dinah, honey.
I hope the trip was pleasant.
Well, it would have been pleasant enough if it wasn't for those nasty old customs men. Why, would you believe it? They went through all my luggage, and they even insisted on seeing my little old passport.
Well, but you only came up from little old Birmingham. You know. Where did they go through your luggage and examine your passport?
At the Mason-Dixon line.
Oh.
There. Now, doesn't the table look nice? Let's see, Harry, you'll sit over here, and I'll sit over here, and Groucho will sit over there, and Aunt Sarah Lou, you'll sit over here.
Yeah, well, gee, I'm hungry. I wish Groucho Marx would get here so we could put that turkey in the oven.
I do, too. Oh, I hope that's him. Well, Groucho, how do you do? It's about time.
Sorry to keep you waiting, but to all of you I say, Noel, Noel. That means Happy Thanksgiving in French.
Well, besame mucho to you.
Come outside and say that.
No. Bad enough to say it in here. You know, in Spanish, Groucho, that means, where is the turkey?
Vanzel, keep your shirt on. Keep your shirt. Never mind. After looking at that shirt, you better take it off. Dinah, I want to present you with the most beautiful turkey you've ever seen.
Well, where is it?
Right here. Hyman, come on in. Wait till you try putting that in the icebox.
A live turkey? This is ridiculous. I don't believe it.
You will if you start plucking his tail feathers.
Well, how in the world... You know, this turkey looks like a fellow I used to play pool with in Pawtucket. Well, how in the world did you ever get this turkey over here?
On a streetcar.
Well, didn't you have any trouble?
No, an old lady got up and gave him a seat. She used to be a turkey, too.
Groucho, everything else is cooked. Who's going to kill the turkey?
Dinah, don't mention the word kill in front of him. It frightens him. And Turkey, stop ad-libbing, will you?
You're not kidding. It frightens him. Look at this. This is the first time I ever saw goose pimples on a turkey.
There, now, take it easy, Hyman. Take it easy. Take it easy. Hyman, don't overdo it. Get off your knees. I'm going to eat them later.
Donna, Charles, you neglected to introduce me to this charming gentleman.
Hyman, stop bowing. She means me.
Oh, Groucho, I'm really sorry. I want you to meet my Aunt Sarah Lou Culpepper. She's from Alabama. How do you do?
It's a pleasure, ma'am. I'm always proud to meet a daughter of the old Sioux. After all, I'm a son of the old Sioux. I come from Florida.
Pensacola?
No, thanks, but I wouldn't mind a drink of 7-Up.
Excuse me, Aunt Sarah Lou, but I've got to settle this. Now, Groucho, how are we going to K-I-L-L the T-U-R-K-E-Y?
She doesn't spell very well either. It's very simple. We'll just C-U-T his H-E-A-D-O-F-F.
All right. You don't have to spell things out in front of me. I don't want any of your old candy anywhere.
Bonzel, if you had 38 more points, you could get out of kindergarten.
Now, boys, please, we've got to do something. The rest of the food is all cooked.
Yeah, and if the cranberry sauce stands much longer, the taste will be killed.
Harry, just a minute. Harry, you're not...
There's no holding that turkey tonight.
Harry, you're not supposed to say the word kill in front of it.
That's the last time I get a turkey that went to college.
It's good to hold you in my arms. Gee, it's good to have you home again. Gosh, I used to worry when you didn't write. Waited for the mailman every day and night. Gee, it's good to kiss you. Feel you close to me. Never knew how lonesome a pair of lips could be. So hold me, hug me, kiss me once more. Hold me, hug me, kiss me like you did before. Gee, it's good to hold you in my arms again. Gee, it's good to kiss you, feel you close to me. to hold you in my arms again. Groucho, where's Harry?
He's putting Herman in the kitchen. With that turkey in another room, we might be able to think this thing out.
Oh, Harry. Harry, I hope Herman didn't make any too much trouble about being alone in the kitchen.
Oh, no, not a bit. As a matter of fact, that bird is most cooperative. You know that chestnut dressing you made?
Mm-hmm.
He just stuffed himself with it.
Well, which one of you is going to prepare the turkeys for cooking? Well?
Well, don't look at me. I'm so tender-hearted I feel faint when I cut the pages of a book.
And what about you, Mr. Moss?
Oh, I couldn't. I've learned to love Herman. He's like a brother to me. As a matter of fact, he does look like Chico. Except there's more white meat on Chico.
Well, it's up to you, Groucho. When I invited you to a Thanksgiving dinner, you promised to supply the turkey. Now...
Well, I did, but I can't help it if I'm not a killer.
Hey, Dinah, I've got an idea. You know, I've got connections.
Well, what about it?
I'll get a mobster from out of town to pump him off.
Oh, Harry, don't be silly.
Oh, and you Yankees call yourselves men. Why, that turkey's neck would have been wrung long ago in Alabama.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I just want to warn Herman not to fly south for the winter.
Oh, I'm losing patience. Something's got to be done about that turkey. Now, Groucho, I'm going to give you and Harry 30 seconds to think of something.
I'd love to, Dinah, but I can't think of a thing.
You hold it. Oh, wait a minute, everybody. I'm thinking of something.
What are you thinking about?
Green beans.
Green beans?
Green beans?
Green beans? Green beans?
Bird's eye, quick frozen green beans.
Walking around in the kitchen.
Donna, honey, I'll settle the whole problem. Gentlemen, to the first man who kills that turkey, I will give a great big kiss.
To the first man who kills that turkey, you will give a great big kiss?
Yes.
Folks, in that kitchen stands a turkey named Herman, who will be the first turkey on record to live long enough to collect Social Security.
Groucho Marx! I realize you're a Yankee, but even so, I've never seen anything quite as fresh.
Oh, fresh. Just wait till you try those bird's eye stringless beans.
Oh, she walked into that one.
Certainly did. Or any other bird's eye vegetable or fruit. They're the freshest tasting, most perfect food you ever ate. That's because the bird's eye folks really know how to grow and prepare good food. They're so careful, you know. So fussy that you can always be sure of getting perfectly delicious, clean, and uniform food all the time. Believe me, any one of those bird's eye fruits or vegetables would win first prize at a beauty contest.
I can just see it. The scene is Atlantic City. As the cameras are clicking, there sits Miss Stringbean of 1945. Her shapely legs and eyes are crossed, and she's wearing a quick frozen bathing suit.
Yes, and as I wink at her, she gives me the eye.
The bird's eye. I'm going to get in on this racket, too.
Bless your little fat heart.
And my little fat bird's eye.
Yes. Really, folks, if you give your food store's frosted food case the bird's eye, you're going to get some mighty good food. Because you know, if you want the better buy in frosted foods, better buy bird's eye.
Look, fellas, I've just gone through the cookbook again, and it says nothing on how to cook a live turkey. Now, what are you going to do about it?
Oh, if my dear, dear husband, Colonel Blodgett, were only here, he'd know how to handle that turkey.
Your husband, Colonel Blodgett?
Yes, we were married for 20 years. Oh, what a beautiful union. He died a short time ago.
That guy didn't die. He seceded from the Union.
This is the Jerome Kern spot. Tonight, a tune from one score of the innumerable scores he wrote. Lots of couples call it their own song, but it belongs to anybody who's ever been in love. You are the promises
makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights the sky. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. Happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you
You came all the way up for a Thanksgiving dinner. This had to happen. My day is ruined.
Yes, Dinah. Child, I must admit I'm terribly disappointed. This day means a lot to me. Well, I can still remember when I was a little girl, the first Thanksgiving dinner I ate with the grown-ups. Oh, Father had the drumstick, Mother had the wings, and I got the turkey neck.
What's that?
I got a turkey neck.
Well, wear a high collar, nobody will notice it.
Well, I
Now,
never...
look, Groucho, that's no way to talk to my aunt.
I can't help it, Dinah. I keep thinking she's your uncle.
Oh, Pop. Enough of this.
Pop, where does it say that in here,
I
huh?
wrote it in right
Oh.
there. F-O-P, Pop. That's a funny word, isn't it? Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going in there and finish off that turkey. Somebody's got... Groucho, have you got a hatchet in your pocket?
No, but take this egg. The turkey will hatch it. I'm not responsible for that. The turkey wrote that joke himself.
Oh, Harry, I'm very proud of you. I'm glad there's one man here who has some courage.
Well, thank you, Dinah. Now, I'm a-going into that there kitchen, and when I get finished, that there turkey, he'll be ready for the roasting. I'll be right back.
Well, we'll all be eating soon.
For Herman's sake, I hope the end comes fast. Well, Hyman's in turkey heaven now. May he rest in pieces. And I wish I'd one of the pieces.
Well?
Thanks, old boy.
Harry, are you finished?
Finished? I'll say I'm finished. The darn turkey threw me 2 falls out of 3.
You should have gotten a half Nelson on his giblet. Or still better, a half giblet on his Nelson. That's a two-way joke. You can have it either way you want.
Gee.
We insure everything around here.
Nobody can handle that turkey, and to think that only yesterday Mr. Krausmeyer, the butcher, wanted to sell me a turkey, and I turned him down.
Dinah, we'll have turkey yet. Give me that phone.
Okay.
Yeah, she dials like a dog, doesn't she? Hello? Oh, no. Hello? Hello, Mr. Krausmeyer. This is Groucho Marx. Have you got a turkey left in the shop that you could sell me? You have one? Weighs 165 pounds? Krausmeyer, take your wife off the scale. Think of your children. And take them off the scale, too. I just want a turkey. All you've got is a live one? Oh, never mind. But just out of curiosity, is it a male turkey or a female? A female? Well, if she's not going steady, I can get her a hot date for Saturday night. Goodbye.
Well?
All right, Dinah, I guess I'll have to go in there and do away with Herman. I feel like a Benedict Arnold, but I'll do it.
Atta boy, Groucho, old man.
But wait a minute, I can't face Herman unless I have a little something to brace me up.
Well, I took the liberty of mixing a bowl of punch.
Sure enough?
You'll find it right there in the kitchen.
Sure enough.
That ought to brace you up. We call it the Southern Magnolia and Honeysuckle Punch.
Sounds good. How's it made?
Well, it's mighty complicated. You take a big bowl, you pour in 5 quarts of bourbon.
What else?
That's all.
Herman, here I come. Hey, where's that bowl of punch?
Well, I saw it right here on the kitchen table.
Well, the bowl is there, but there's nothing in it.
You're right. The bowl is empty. Aunt Sarah Lou, did you?
Now, how dare you suggest that I was...
Well, I just...
Well, don't look at me. I didn't touch it.
Well, somebody must have drunk it.
I wonder who it could have been.
That's all. A drunken turkey. Groucho, this is the last straw. After all the plans I've made for this Thanksgiving Day dinner, there's nothing for me to do but go in the corner and cry.
Don't talk that way, Dinah. Why, you'd be the envy of every hostess in America.
How?
Today, in millions of homes, people are having plain turkey, stuffed turkey, smoked turkey, baked turkey, and roast turkey.
Yes?
You are the only woman in the United States who has a pickled turkey.
Say, folks, I bet I know what you're going to have for dinner tomorrow night. Turkey. And the next night, and the night after that, and the night after that. Yes, sir, for the next week or so, you're going to get the bird in one way or another. But look, if you want to add a little variety to those turkey meals, how about pepping them up with some of those wonderful Bird's Eye quick frozen vegetables? They're all so good, all so easy to prepare, really a pleasure to serve. So how about getting some tomorrow? Just make sure, though, that the packages you pick say Bird's Eye clear as anything on the label. Because there are many brands of frosted foods, but only one Bird's Eye. Only Bird's Eye gives you that famous Bird's Eye garden freshness, that Bird's Eye uniform top quality every time. So for the better buy in frosted foods, better buy Bird's Eye.
Just get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day. The sun is shining, come on, get happy. The Lord is waiting to take your hand. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're going to the promised land. We're heading across the river. Wash your sins away in the tide. better chase all the cares away. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
We're heading
across the river. Wash your sins in the tide. It's all so peaceful on the other side. Forget your troubles and just get happy. Better chase all your cares away. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Get ready for the judgment day.
Get ready for the judgment day.
Thanks, Groucho Marx. We had a lot of fun, and you're always welcome. And, folks, that makes for curtain time for now. Hope you enjoyed our Bird's Eye Open House offering so much tonight that you'll all be back with us at the same time next week when our guest will be Alan Ladd. Girls, please. In the meanwhile, keep well, keep happy, and keep those war bonds. Night, everybody.
Say, friends, next Thursday, tune in a half hour earlier to hear from our good friends George Burns and Gracie Allen, along with Meredith Wilson and Bill Goodwin. That's a half hour before our Bird's Eye Open House, starring Dinah Shore, with our special guest, Alan Ladd. Along with Robert Emmett Dolan, his orchestra, Ken Lane, the four hits, the chorus, and me, too. Groucho Marx can soon be seen in the Marx Brothers picture, Adventure in Casablanca. Bird's Eye Open House, starring Dinah Shore, is written by Howard Harris and Sid Zelinka.
Speak for Gain. A wise dog owner will nourish every inch of a dog with Gain. Gaines, because Gain's complete meal contains meat meal, vegetables, cereals, everything dogs are known to need for strong, sturdy bodies and red-blooded vitality. That's why Gain's dog meal has been a favorite with veterinarians for over 16 years. Feed your dog Gain's today. He'll speak. Speak for Gain. America's largest selling dog food.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Ford Show, starring Dinah Shore with Peter Lind Hayes and Robert Emmett Dolan and his orchestra, and our guest for tonight, Dennis Day. All presented by the Ford dealers and Lincoln Mercury dealers of America. And here is Dinah Shore.
Sooner or later you're gonna be coming around. I'll bet you that I get you. You wait and see. Sooner or later you'll want to be hanging around. I'll bet you if I let you, you'll baby me. You're gonna knock on my door. You did it before. Matter of factly, I don't know exactly when, but sooner or later you're gonna be coming around and want my loving again. Sooner or later you're gonna be coming around and want
Good evening, friends. This is Dinah Shore. Welcome to another Wednesday evening Ford show with Bobby Dolan and his Dixieland 40. Our guests, the fabulously naive Dennis Day, and, of course, our own Peter Lynn Hayes.
Hello, Dinah.
Hiya, Pete. Say, you know, since tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day, I thought we could
Holy jumping, tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day.
Forgot, did you? What's the matter, fella? No calendar?
Oh, I got one of those Esquire calendars. Yeah. Who looks at the date?
Oh, Pete, imagine forgetting Thanksgiving, especially this one. Have you stopped to think, Peter, that for a lot of people, it's the first real Thanksgiving in many years?
Mm-hmm, but I'm getting tired of jokes about Republicans. I've just got to do something about a turkey. How's the butcher situation? Do you have a long wait?
Long wait? Well, at my butcher shop, 2 of the women ahead of me were pilgrims. Which story is exaggerated a little, but not too much.
Oh, Dinah, there must be millions of people going through this last-minute Thanksgiving hassle. I bet they could use some household hints.
Hey, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, as a public service, Peter I now present last-second Thanksgiving hints.
Hello there. Do you know that chestnut stuffing can be made quickly with breadcrumbs? 20 breadcrumbs will stuff 1 chestnut.
Hello there. Do you know that a little cleaning fluid added to turkey gravy will prevent it from staining clothes?
And do you know what you can do with leftover pumpkin pie?
And do you know that if you do not have time for elaborate preparations, you'll find that roast turkey, mashed potato, squash, salad, dessert, and coffee make a delicious dinner.
Oh, yes. Do you know that you should save turkey feathers? They can be made into quill pens that will write under gravy.
And now for our recipe department, which tonight is devoted to that neglected group of Thanksgiving cooks, the men. So here is Pete Hayes to describe the cooking of a turkey to you men in a style that men can understand. You men.
Good evening, cooking fans. Here we are in the kitchen of an American home about to watch another great turkey feast. Our chef is poised. He looks in great shape. Our turkey is a 20-pounder with a fine lineage. He's by butcher out of kindness of heart. Our chef starts to make the stuffing, and we're off. Into the bowl go the breadcrumbs, the flour, paprika, celery, garlic, sage, marjoram, thyme, and here comes curry powder, garlic again, cinnamon, bay leaf, allspice, nutmeg, ginger, coriander, chili, soybean sauce, tobacco, and Worcestershire. Oh, followed by vinegar, horseradish, mustard, and to give it a little zest, a pinch of salt. We're at the halfway mark with stuffing going in and out of the inside, and garlic out in front by a nose. And here comes mashed potatoes and cranberry sauce, and what have we here? The chef is bringing up a plate of corn and a plate of beans. Oh, there's a spill, and we have a new entry. Succotash. Now here we go again. It's turkey in the oven, mashed potatoes and stuffed with cranberry sauce on the outside. And now it's heating up and it's still turkey, stuffing and mashed potatoes. And now we're coming toward the finish with turkey on top, stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce. And here's the winner. Yes, folks, it's everybody's favorite. Bicarbonate of soda.
On the same subject, here's Tom Hammond with some sensible remarks. Right, Tom?
Right, Dinah. All over the country tomorrow, families are going to be piling into Ford cars to drive to Grandma's for the Thanksgiving feast. Well, if you've had a fall checkup by your Ford dealer, you'll enjoy the comfort of knowing you'll get there. And that is a comfort these days when so many cars are suffering from the infirmities of old age. Your Ford dealer has 4 can't-be-equaled advantages for keeping your car running its very best. First, he has genuine Ford parts, precision-made to fit perfectly. Second, his mechanics are factory-trained. They know your Ford from A to Z. Third, they use factory-approved methods. And last, special Ford equipment. No one else can fill this prescription. No one else knows your Ford so thoroughly. It stands to reason your Ford dealer can service your Ford more expertly, quicker and cheaper, too. Visit your dealer soon for a fall checkup and to get set for the colder weather ahead. For Fords, as well as for holiday family reunions, there's no place like home.
plaything out of romance. What can you know of love? That's why you call it madness. But I call it
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most exciting happenings in radio this season has been the meteoric rise of a brilliant young tenor with a great flair for comedy. He's finally attained his rightful place in the entertainment world, and according to those who tune in on him 2 evenings each week, he's wonderful.
Gee, which are the 2 evenings? I'd love to hear him.
Dennis Day, I'm talking about you. Oh, it's good to see you, Dennis.
Hello, Dinah. I'd like to commence by saying that it's a great honor and a privilege to be allowed to be on the program with America's #1 radio entertainer.
Why, Dennis, how did you ever think of such a pretty speech?
Nice, huh? It's the first clause of my contract with Mr. Benny.
Dennis, do you mean Jack Benny actually made...
Dinah, please. I will not permit Mr. Benny to be reviled or insulted. I must always bear in mind that whatever I am, I owe to him.
Oh,
That's the second clause. Mr. Benny knows every kind of clause.
Except Santa Claus.
Say, that's a joke, isn't it?
Well, if you want to be charitable...
I never knew girls tell jokes. Santa Claus.
Well, Dennis, if you don't mind, I'd just as soon go...
Girls always say very serious things to me, like drop dead.
I really started something, I guess, huh?
Hello, Dennis.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Hayes, sir. How are you, sir?
Huh?
How are you this evening, sir, Mr. Hayes, sir?
Hey, who am I supposed to be, Whistler's father?
Wait a minute, Dennis. You know Pete only just got out of the Army himself.
Oh, is that so, sir? Tell me, sir, did you see any action, Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Where?
Bunker Hill.
That's a joke, too, Dennis.
Gee, another joke. Boy, it's sure a thrill to stand here swapping jokes like an adult, not like on Mr. Benny's program.
How do you mean, Dennis?
Oh, they treat me like a baby. They always spell things out so I won't get what they're saying. But I fool them.
I'll bet you did.
Yeah, I found out what GIRL was and KISS. And one of these days I'm going to find out what they mean by LSMFT.
Well, don't, Dennis. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't if I were you, Dennis. Your illusions will go up in smoke.
Gee, Dinah, I wish I was hep like Mr. Hayes here. I read where he worked at the Copacabana nightclub in New York.
Oh, that was really nothing, Dennis.
Gee, a nightclub. How did you ever get your mother to let you work there?
I got her a job in the chorus.
Well, my mother has no talent.
Say, Pete... You know how strict Dennis's mother is. She won't let him sing the coffee song unless the caffeine's removed. Incidentally, what about a song, Dennis?
Oh, I'd be glad, Dinah, since it's for you and such a fine gentleman as Mr. Hayes.
See here, you young club. Will you kindly stop addressing me as though I were Dr. Gillespie?
Well, I'm really very sorry if it bothers you.
Well, it does, old man.
Well, okay, old man.
Now, see here, young fellas. 2 Lionel Barrymores is too much. Sing, Dennis.
I never wrote a melody before. I never penned a lyric that could rhyme. But when I looked at you, a song came still and true that will live wherever hearts keep time. The whole world is singing my song, but I sing it only to you. you, I do. You put my dreams to music, I learned a song could start. I gave the world the music, but I gave you my heart. The whole world is singing my song, but I'm always singing to you. You put my dreams to music, I learned a song could start. I gave the world the music, but I gave you my heart. The whole world is singing my song, but I always singing to you.
Oh, Dennis, that was so lovely. You know, Pete, Dennis ought to make a wonderful romantic lead in musicals.
Yeah, but the trouble is all the big musicals aren't written for tenors. They're for baritones like Sinatra, Como, Crosby, Haynes, Victor.
Gosh, aren't tennis people?
Sure.
Don't I pay taxes?
Yeah, but
Ain't I human? Don't I live in a trailer like everyone else?
Dennis, you know, I think I have an idea for
I
you.
can sing. I can even make girls swoon.
Now, Dennis, this might be...
One time when I sang, they had to carry a lady out of the theater and take her to the hospital.
Dennis, look, I know that's true, and I wouldn't...
And not only that, but 2 hours later, she had a baby.
Dennis, what I was going to say was, I think I have the answer to the whole thing. For your voice and personality, you need the kind of musical that Johann Strauss used to do.
Dinah, that's exactly right. I need the kind of musical that Johann Strauss used to do.
Mm-hmm.
What kind did he used to do?
Well, they were delicate, old-fashioned operettas full of waltzes and charm. Here, now look, Peter and I will join you and give you an idea of the sort of thing I mean. Let's go back, say, 100 years or so, and our scene will be the well-known mythical kingdom of Dittendorten on the Danube. In the days of the waltz, our scene, the royal court. The Prime Minister, Peter von Hayes, approaches the king. He speaks.
Greetings, Your Majesty, Dennis von Winterbrush, King of all Dittendorten, Emperor of the Earth, Guardian of the Sun, Keeper of the Stars, and Monarch of the Moon.
You always leave out notary public. Very good morning there, Royal Prime Minister Peter von Hayes. You wish something perhaps to request there?
Well, you see, Your Majesty, some papers to sign there is. First here is the daily order for executions.
Let me see there. 200 people to be beheaded. That makes 500 this week. Why so many there?
You see, Your Majesty, we have to solve the housing shortage. And as for why we are hurrying, there are only 28 shopping days until Christmas. But now, Your Majesty, to serious matters. Your Majesty, the country is in a state of turmoil. I, Von Hayes, can read the handwriting on the wall. And do you know what it says?
Von Kilroy was here?
No, trouble. The peasants are revolting, and there is only one way to put down the revolt. You must take a wife.
Take a wife where?
Your Majesty, you must marry. Then the peasants in their joy will cease revolting. And I have chosen your wife. You will marry my sister.
But she's even more revolting than the peasants.
But you must marry her, sire. Little does he know that when this marriage takes place, destroy him I shall.
Little does he know that here am I can. Now listen, Van Hayes.
Your Majesty! Your Majesty!
Who are you?
Please don't shoot me. I'm a little peasant matron. Poor, but beautiful.
Oh, well. What is this, a peasant with a petition? I can't understand this with guards around the moat, guards around the drawbridge, guards at the windows. How did you get in here?
Through the door?
Oh, I knew we overlooked something.
Oh, Your Majesty, I come to plead for food for the people for.
What'll I say, Van Hayes?
Why don't you just say...
No, Van Hayes, I will not do it. I will not again say, let him eat cake. I'm always telling the people, let him eat cake. Darn it, I'm the king. Why don't I ever eat cake?
Oh, mighty King Dennis, you won't let the people starve. Your face is so kind and intelligent and wise.
Yeah, my face. I will stop starvation. I will pass a law against it.
Wonderful.
Starvation in Dittendorten is now illegal.
Bravo.
From now on, anyone caught starving will be arrested.
Oh, noble king, from now on, no longer will you be known as Dennis the Drip. You will really reign.
Oh, that's a joke. Say, I think cute you are. Why don't I marry? What's your name there?
Oh, Your Majesty. So sudden this is. My name is Dinah, but my friends call me Schnapsy.
How sickening. My friends call me Strudel. Ah, Schnapsy, you are everything I ever wanted in a wife. And besides that, you're a girl, too.
Oh, come, Your Majesty. Have you gone utterly mad? You can't marry this peasant, this commoner. You are a king.
Yes, but I've always been democratic.
Sure, and these days Democrats can't afford to be too particular.
You are so right.
And now, Strudel, that I know you really love me, I have a surprise. Here, under this peasant blouse, I am wearing a royal robe. Dennis, King of Dittendorten. I am Dinah, Queen of Dorten-Ditten.
Holy smoke, a queen. You're the queen from Dorten-Ditten down there. See, when we get married, we can join our two countries. We'll combine Dittendorten with Dorten-Ditten.
And what will be called a new country?
Let's see, Dorten-Ditten, Dittendorten. Mm-hmm. I got it.
What is it?
Azusa.
No, now, Your Majesty, I
agree with you. You think you can run a whole country just because you have bushy eyebrows?
Well spoken, Dennis. Sing to me, my love.
Right.
I never knew a girl like you. I'm such a shmoo, got no IQ. Don't feel so blue. Here's what to do. Just put your two lips to mine. Oh, and we'll pitch. Ooh.
Ow!
This is the sort of romance which hundreds of years later caused people to write songs like For Sentimental Reasons. I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I give you my heart. Meant for me. Please give your loving heart to me and say we'll never part. I think of you every morning, dream of you every night. Darling, I'm never lonely. Whenever
you do believe me. I've given you my heart for sentimental reasons, believe me. I've given you my heart.
Now we take you to New York, where the noted editor and commentator, Mr. Henry Lacossette, is waiting to speak to you. Okay, New York and Henry Lacossette.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Yesterday I saw a man write on a steel plate. He wrote a letter of the alphabet and a few numbers. That's all. But in so doing, he set in motion the miracle of mass production that ended only with an automobile being driven off the assembly line. The man wrote on the steel plate with a metal stylus. The letter and the numbers were then carried by teleautograph to various parts of the assembly plant and inscribed on paper in recording machines. This told what type of car it would be, what color, and so on. Then, in response to these numbers, parts begin moving from everywhere in the plant toward the final assembly. The frame begins its journey along the 1,000-foot assembly line that carries it through the great plant. Now the axles are lowered and fitted into place. Now the motor, the steering wheel, the body, all the rest, until the 15,000 parts of the car are all in place. Finally, the car is driven from the end of the line into the rain tunnel, where an artificial downpour tests it for leaks. After that, it is ready. The thing that began with the writing on steel is now a complete automobile. I saw all this at the great assembly plant of the Ford Motor Company in Dearborn, Michigan. All over the country, at other Ford plants, the same process is going on. Day in, day out, Ford is building cars and trucks for you as fast as it can. And now, back to the Ford Show and Dinah Shore in Hollywood.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lacossette.
Oh, buttermilk sky. Oh, buttermilk sky. Keeping my eye peeled on you. What's the good word tonight? Are you gonna be mellow tonight? Oh, buttermilk sky. Can't you see my little donkey and me? We're as happy as a Christmas tree, heading for the one I love. He's gonna pop me that question. Do you, darling, do you do? It'll be easy, so easy, if I can only bank on you. Oh, buttermilk sky. Oh, buttermilk sky. I'm telling you why. Now you know. Keep it in mind tonight. Keep a brushing those clouds out of sight. Oh, buttermilk sky. Don't you fail me when I'm needing you most. Hang a moon above the hitching post. Hitch me to the one I love. Gonna pop her the question. That question. Do you, darling, do you do? It'll be easy, so easy, if I can only bank on you. Oh, buttermilk sky. Oh, buttermilk sky. Don't you fail me when I'm needing you most. Hang a moon above the hitching post. Hitch me to the one I love. You can if you try. Don't you tell me no lie. Will you be mellow and bright tonight? Buttermilk sky.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back again next week, and our guest will be that wonderful Gene Kelly. Dennis, it was so me too, girls. Dennis, it was so wonderful having you, and if I didn't get a chance to tell you, your new show is simply wonderful.
Thank you, Dinah.
Hey, see you around, Dennis.
Good night, Peter. Good night, Dinah. Good night, Mr. McNulty. Good night, Mrs. Calabash.
Why Mrs. Calabash?
I'm still mad at Mary.
Good night, folks.
The moon descends, and so to bed.
Dennis Day appeared through the courtesy of the Colgate-Palmolive Peat Company. And be with us again next Wednesday night when the Ford dealers and Lincoln Mercury dealers of America again bring you Dinah Shore with Peter Lynn Hayes and Robert Emmett Dolan and his orchestra. Our guest will be Gene Kelly. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Starring Al Jolson with Oscar Levant, Lou Bring and his orchestra and chorus, and our guest, Dorothy L'Amour.
So keep on looking for a bluebird and listening for its song. Whenever April showers come
Folks, this is Al Jolson in the Old Kraft Music Hall. Well, today is Thanksgiving, and we all have a lot to be thankful for. I know today when I sit down to my Thanksgiving dinner, I'm going to bow my head and give thanks for the food that I eat, thanks for the clothes that I wear, and thanks for Larry Park. And I'm especially thankful that you like to hear me sing 'Cause there ain't nothing I want to do more. Come on, Lou, let's take it. When the wintry winds are blowing and the snow is starting to fall, then my eyes turn westward knowing that's the place that I love best of all. California, I've been blue since I've been away from you. I can't wait till I get going. Even now, I'm starting to call. Oh, California, here I come. Right back where I started from, where bowers of flowers bloom in the spring. Each morning at dawning, birdies sing and everything. A sun-kissed miss said, don't be late. That's why I can hardly wait. Open up that golden gate, California, here I come. California, here I come, yeah. Right back where I started from, where bowers of flowers bloom in the spring. Each morning at dawning, the birdies sing and everything. The sun gives me says, don't be late. Oh, that's why I can hardly wait. Come on, Louis. Open up, open up, open up. That golden gate, California. Here I come.
Al, I needed that song. It cheered me up.
I know, Oscar. I read the papers. But what's making you today more unhappy, than usual?
Well, among other things, my wife wants to get into politics.
Oh, Oscar. Don't worry. Let your wife go into politics. It'll keep her busy.
Yeah, but she wants me to do the campaigning for her.
What's wrong?
I'm supposed to go around kissing babies.
Really? I think that's beautiful. That's really sweet, Oscar. Why should you mind kissing a few little teeny-weeny babies, really?
Every time I kiss a baby, I either get whooping cough or the measles.
That's funny. The only thing I ever caught from a baby was colic. But it didn't last very long. My wife put me over her shoulder and burped me.
Al, how could your wife put you over her shoulder?
I lied about my age. But Oscar, look, if your wife is really serious about politics, have her go after a big office, like president. The White House would be a good place for you, really.
What makes you think so?
They already have a piano there. Now,
there isn't a chance for a woman to be president.
No?
A president has to be over 35 and a leader of men.
That's right.
Very few men will follow a woman over 35.
You got it. I would.
Al, I wonder what it would be like to have a woman Secretary of the Navy.
Secretary of the Navy, a woman? Oh, that would be wonderful. She gives the sailor that new look and puts some more material in her pants. Because they'd wear them that way,
Well, I'm not going to worry anymore about my wife being in politics.
No?
She's already the Speaker of the House.
That's nothing. That's nothing, Oscar. At our house, my wife is chairman of the investigating committee.
Al.
Yeah.
What do you mean, investigating committee?
Well, when I say I'm going to the fights on Tuesday night, brother, you really investigate.
I don't want to discuss politics any further.
No?
I happen to have my piano with me, so I'll play something.
Well, what made you decide to play so suddenly?
I'm tired and I want to sit down.
Well, what are you going to play, Oscar?
Well, a friend of mine asked me to plug a song for him.
Who?
Fred Chopin.
I know his brother, Sam.
Well, at any rate, I'll now drool over one of Chopin's nocturnes. over 60 different Thanksgiving days, many a feast menu has included the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese. In fact, this creamy white, exquisitely fresh-tasting cheese is so famous that some people think any cream cheese is Philadelphia cream cheese. Now, don't you make that mistake. Genuine Philadelphia is the brand made only by Kraft, the brand that's guaranteed fresh by Kraft. And that's why it's important to see the name Philadelphia brand marked right on every package of cream cheese you buy. That's the way to get rich-tasting, fresh-tasting cream cheese every time.
Oscar, wait a minute, will you? Why are you playing turkey in the straw?
I was just thinking, it's 6 o'clock out here and we haven't had our turkey dinner yet.
Yeah?
But in New York, it's 9 o'clock and everybody's eating.
Well, what about it?
If I was in New York, I wouldn't be so hungry now.
Oscar, look. Don't encourage him. Oscar, look. Go ahead and play something, and later we'll go up to my house and have Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, we've got a big, beautiful 16-pound cheese.
Cheese?
Yeah, cheese.
Don't you have turkey on Thanksgiving?
Not while I'm working for Mr. Kraft, I don't.
I'm glad we're not working for a dog food company.
Oh, that's pretty, Oscar. Oscar, what is that?
It's Madame Butterfly, an opera about a Japanese girl.
Well, what's Japan got to do with Thanksgiving?
They've already eaten over there, too.
Will you forget about the food and play a little more of that Madame Butterfly, please?
Al, why is it you never let me sing with you? I have a voice. I have a larynx. I have lungs. I want to sing before it's too late.
One fine day in June.
Oscar.
Yeah?
It's too late. Don't play any more of that. It's too high class. I got a song, for the common people. Poor Butterfly.
Do you want an arpeggio?
Hmm?
An arpeggio.
Yeah, give me an arpeggio.
Again with the arpeggio. All right.
Poor butterfly, neath the blossoms waiting. Poor butterfly, for she loved him so. The moments pass into hours, the hours pass into years, and as she smiles through her tears, she murmurs low, the moon and I know that she'll be faithful. I'm sure she'll come to me by and by. But if she don't come back, then I never sigh or cry. I just must die. Poor butterfly.
Oscar, what did you think of my rendition of Poor Butterfly?
Poor.
This is no time to make a joke, and you didn't. Yes, sir, this is where you talk, Oscar.
I'm sorry. I was transported by your fiercely beautiful voice. Al, I want you to do a request for me.
Sure, Oscar, anything you want. Name it.
Well, many years ago, before I was a little boy.
What were you before? What were you before, a little girl?
No, I'm serious. You sang a song called Rosie, You Are My Posy.
Mm-hmm.
And it would titillate me greatly if you would sing it.
Well, Oscar, if it'll titillate you, I'll sing it. Rosie, you are my posy. You are my heart bouquet. Come out here in the moonlight. There's something sweet, love, I want to say. Your honey aggravated, my blushing Rosie, my posy sweet. Rosie, you are my posy. You are my heart bouquet. I'm out here in the moonlight. There's something sweet love. Oscar, I'm singing about my baby. Your honey, your little boy I'm waiting. Those rubies, those lips to breathe. Don't be so aggravated. My blushing Rosie, my posy sweet.
Al, I notice whenever you sing about a girl, you throw everything you have into it.
Well, Oscar, I throw what's left.
There's another girl song you should do.
Yeah?
No. Here it is.
Oh, Oscar. That's a beautiful one. Look, have yourself a small cassette while Lou plays this, will you? On the Rue de la Paix, there was once a cabaret, and Mimi. As the night went along, there was suddenly a song, and Mimi. All the world seemed to say that they loved the cabaret and Mimi. But I knew that when she'd see me, Mimi sang for me alone. Came in a flash with a passion for dancing with the one that I adore. Taught her the dance in its fashion, and upon me she is singing no more. On the Rue de la Paix, there was once a cabaret and a Mimi. Now I'm sitting sad and dreamy, just for Mimi and her song.
Al, you should see what just walked in the hall to pay us a Thanksgiving visit.
And if it's turkey, I'll take a drumstick.
Al, Dorothy Lamore is here.
My order remains the same.
Why, Al, you old rascal, you.
Dorothy, I can't help it. You know, in the spring, a young man's fancy turns to thoughts of love.
But this is winter.
I know. When you get to be my age, you don't like to lay off for 3 seasons.
Al, I'm surprised at you. I expected a little dignity on the Kraft Music Hall. Instead, I find you're just a wolf like Bob Hope.
Me, Asa Yolson, a wolf?
Yes. Only you're not young enough to run with a pack anymore.
You know, Dorothy, I used to hear you on that Army show, Front and Center. Oh, and I liked you so much, Dorothy, I tried to enlist. But they didn't take me.
Why wouldn't they let you in the Army, Al?
Flat feet.
I can understand. I almost got flat feet for making those road pictures.
Oh, yeah, with Bing and Bob. You made a lot of those, didn't you, Dottie?
Yes, I was in Road to Morocco, Road to Utopia, Road to Rio.
And now you're working with Al Jolson.
End of the road.
Al, I'm here.
Oh, excuse me, Dorothy. This is Oscar Levant.
How do you do?
How do you do? I'm Oscar Levant.
I just said that.
I know. I wanted to hear it again.
Gee, Mr. Levant, a girl doesn't often get a chance to meet a brilliant man like you.
No, they don't.
Darcy, you'll have to excuse Oscar. He's very bashful. You see, he doesn't know how to talk to girls.
Yes, I do. Miss Lamore, would you care to go dancing?
Yes, I'd love to. Where we go?
Arthur Murray's. I don't dance.
I've only been here a few minutes, and I've already had an invitation to go out. This is like working with Hope and Crosby.
Oh, Darcy, look, do you always do those pictures with Bob and Bing, don't you? Well, have you ever thought of making a little change in the casting, you know?
Oh, Al, who could ever replace Bing and Bob?
I don't know who could play Hope, but I could take Bing's place. When the blue of the night. How does it go? I don't know. Al, how does it go?
Go right ahead, never mind.
When the blue of the night. Da-da-da-da-da. I don't know how it goes. At least the goal of the day. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo.
That doesn't sound like Crosby. That sounds like his brother Everett. But look, Darcy, honestly, I could be like Bob Hope. This is Al Kraft Cheese Jolson, who says if you want to treat her, try and meet her, a good-looking senorita, get her to wave her feeder, turn on the heater, and she'll toast your Velveeta. Or...
That doesn't sound like Hope. Sounds like Effie Boone.
Well, I'm not sure you boys would qualify. After all, the road pictures are full of romance. You know, love makes the world go round.
I know. I've given it a few spins myself.
Well, Al, let's see just how romantic you are. Say a few sweet things to me.
Darcy, you're wonderful. You're beautiful. You're divine. Does that remind you of Hope?
No. When Bob puts his arms around me, his nose always dents my forehead.
What am I up here? A bookend?
Oscar, go tune the piano. Dorothy, this is a moment I shall always cherish. You are the loveliest. You are the sweetest. You are the most wonderful. Oscar.
Yeah?
What are you doing there?
She told me to tune a piano.
But, Oscar, I'm making love.
You could stand a little tuning, too.
Oscar, please, don't bother me. Darcy, my darling, when I look deep in your eyes, I feel that
Say, Oscar, have you read any good books lately?
Yeah. I was reading Money Man by Al Jolson.
Oscar, please. Look, Daddy, when I'm making love, all I ask of a girl is that she pay attention. Daddy, dearest, my love for you is...
Oh, Al,
my love for you is more than a mountain.
Al,
My love for you is...
Why, Al, you just couldn't be in a road picture.
Why not?
The road would always be under repair. Anyway, the music in our pictures is more important than the lovemaking.
Well, I'm good at anything.
Same here, only more so.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Oh, in your bright red sarong, you could make some man go wrong, and I would go if I were able. I don't look like Bing or Hope, but it's just like buying soap. Judge the content, not the label.
No, go ahead. I'm an innocent laddie. Never was a ding-dong daddy, and two beautiful girls I see. Before I get much older, I should grow much older and get started a making hay.
Leave us not be laconic. You guys live on celery tonic. For you, it seems I have no sex appeal. Leave with Crosby and Hope. Give them a little rope, and they'll make a girly squeal.
Give me a little bit of plasma and me a hot piano, and then you can hit us to your shade.
Neither one of you I'd marry. Both of you I'd have to carry.
On our wedding day. Probably nobody at your house is interested in food right now, but tomorrow, same old story. Only tomorrow they'll be glad to have something light, and you'll be glad to have some light kitchen work. For lunch, how about some sandwiches filled with fresh-tasting Philadelphia brand cream cheese? along with the celery and olives and cranberry relish left over from today. Or for dinner tomorrow, try a speedy dessert. Simply crackers and jelly and a square of creamy white Philadelphia brand, so rich, so fresh in flavor. Just make sure it's genuine Philadelphia cream cheese you get. The brand that's made only by Kraft and guaranteed fresh. Whenever you buy cream cheese, always see the word Philadelphia brand marked right on every package you buy. Smart shoppers make sure that they get the one and only Philadelphia brand cream cheese, backed by Kraft's guarantee of freshness.
Folks, on this Thanksgiving Day, there are many of you having family reunions and visiting friends. You're sitting around the fireplace after that big Thanksgiving dinner, listening to the radio, or maybe the younger kids, and many of the older ones are gathered around the piano playing and singing the good old song. Just be able to do that is something to be thankful for on this day. And you know, an old song is like an old friend. And one of the oldest friends I've had since I started singing so long ago is my gal Sal. So you're sitting at home being thankful for all the wonderful things you have. Why don't you sit back and just join me? They call her frivolous Sal, a peculiar sort of a gal with a heart that was mellow and all-round good fellow was my old pal. Your trouble, sorrow, and care, she was always willing to share. A wild sort of devil, but dead on the level, was my gal Sal. They call her frivolous Sal, a peculiar sort of a gal, with a heart that was mellow, and I ought to know, an all-round good fellow, was my old pal. Your trouble, sorrow, and care, she was always willing to share. Oh, wild sort of devil, but dead on the level, was my gal. Good night, folks.
Soon be seen, the Benedict Moses production, Nothing Can Happen. Tune again next Thursday for the Kraft Music Hall, starring Al Jolson with Oscar Levant, Lou Bring, and his orchestra and chorus, and our special guest, Red Skelton. This is Ken Carpenter saying good night. Stay tuned into this station to hear Jack Carson with Eve Arden, who'll follow immediately. Also, tune in to Great Gildersleeve next Wednesday on this network. Remember, next Thursday's guest on Kraft Music Hall will be Red Skelton. Millions of people in our land are turning to the church and to the synagogue more than ever before, turning in search of comfort, renewed faith, and encouragement. The 200,000 churches and synagogues of America are rising with nobility and zeal to meet increased demands. But they cannot continue this great fundamental service unless we all give them help. And that is why this week local churches and synagogues are joining hands throughout our country in a common appeal for increased support. If we heartily respond to this appeal, our churches may continue to nourish the things of the Spirit in all who come to them.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Aldrich Family, based on characters originated by Clifford Goldsmith and starring Ezra Stone as Henry with Jackie Kelk as Homer.
Henry Aldrich.
Coming, Mother.
For the Aldrich family. To an impulsive, wide-awake teenage boy, each new day is like a surprise package. You open it and all sorts of excitements pop out, as Henry Aldrich knows only too well. The scene opens in a classroom of Central High School. It is the morning of the day before Thanksgiving.
Madam Chairman!
Order!
Madam Chairman!
Order! Let's have some parliamentary procedure. Now, who wants the floor?
I do.
The chair recognizes Charlie Clark.
But Madam Chairman!
Sit down, Henry. Okay, Charlie, shoot.
Fellow committee members, I say the reason we've only sold 20 tickets for our Thanksgiving dance tonight is because we haven't appealed to the school spirit of our class. We've got to make them realize Central High is counting on them to put their shoulder to the wheel and get out there and dance. And if that doesn't work, I say let's get Miss Eggleston to give everyone who doesn't buy a ticket a detention. Yeah, sure.
Madam Chairman!
Madam Chairman, I object. That's against the Bill of Rights.
The Bill of Rights, the Bill of Rights. Homer, show me one place in the Bill of Rights where it mentions a detention.
It's there, Charlie. Read between the lines. Read between the lines.
Oh, read between the lines yourself. I say give him a detention.
No.
Yeah.
Order! Over in the future, kindly address your remarks to the chair. What chair? Me.
Madam Chairman!
Henry, I told you to sit down.
But I've got a suggestion.
Henry, every time you make a suggestion, it leads to trouble. Sit down. I make a motion we hear Henry. Nobody seconds it. I'll second it. You can't. Why not? It's my motion. Okay, so hurry it up, Henry.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Fellow members, I've been listening with a great deal of interest, pro and con, and I'm forced to ask myself, are we whistling up the wrong tree?
Henry, stop dragging in trees and get to the point.
What I mean is every year we go to these Thanksgiving dances, and what happens? That's a good question. I'm glad it was brought up. I'll tell you. I'd be glad to. Why do we? To dance.
What else did you expect?
I'm glad you asked. I say let's climax our dance tonight with a good old-fashioned turkey run, and we'll sell every ticket we've got.
Oh, what?
A turkey run. Just when everybody's getting good and bored dancing with each other, we turn this 25-pound milk-fed, country-raised turkey loose, and the one who catches them keeps them.
Oh, no, that's out.
Why?
If you think I'm going to run after a turkey in my new dress, you're crazy. Agnes is right.
She is not.
Besides, we can't afford to give away a 25-pound turkey.
That's just it. I know where we can lay our hands on a turkey for as little as $5. $5?
Henry, do you realize what turkeys cost today?
Homer, there isn't a thing to worry about.
You mean you've got a turkey up your sleeve?
Madam Chairman! Madam Chairman!
Sit down!
I want the chair. Look at it this way.
Mother, I don't care what you say. I'm not going in there again. He hates me.
Now, Mary, calm down.
But he does. The way he looks at me out of one eye. Mother, I've never seen anything so sneaky in all my life.
But, Mary, the wash has to be hung out.
And I'll hang it, Mother, but someone else has to go into the garage for the clothespin.
Mary, really?
I'd hate to tell you where he tried to bite me.
He tried to bite you? My goodness.
Goodbye, Alice. I'm leaving for the office.
Sam, I'd like to speak to you first.
Yes, nothing wrong?
Sam Aldrich, for the last time, he has to go.
Who?
You know very well who. That turkey your brother John sent us.
Alice, he's a wonderful turkey. He's milk-fed.
Father, he couldn't possibly get that disposition from milk.
Sam, you'll just have to get rid of him.
Alice, are you sure we can't use him for our Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow?
Now, dear, you know very well I have a clean, freshly dressed turkey in the refrigerator. Why not send him back to Uncle John?
No, Mary, that would hurt his feelings.
Uncle John? Father, you can say anything to him. My goodness, the way we joke about his whole family.
Mary, that's only his family. He's very sensitive about his turkeys.
Sam, why not just give it to someone?
That turkey? Mother, who'd take it?
Well, I'm sure there are many families in Centerville who aren't as fortunate as we are. And what better time is there for sharing what you have than Thanksgiving?
Alice, that's an excellent idea. Why don't we give it to Mrs. Dixon?
Of course, Sam. She has those 3 nice children to support.
I'll drop the bird off at her house on my way to the office.
Good. And be sure to put on your old clothes.
What for?
Dear, that suit just came back from the cleaners, and I won't have you killing a turkey in it.
Kill it? I?
Now, Sam, don't tell me you're squeamish.
Squeamish, Alice? Don't be silly. It's just that, well, I don't have a good sharp axe.
How about a hammer?
Mary.
Doesn't Will Brown have an axe?
Yes. Yes, he does. I'll take the turkey right over to Will.
I'll answer the phone.
Mary, is the bird still tied in the garage?
Yes, Father, but when you go in there, be careful you don't bend over. He's very unreliable.
Hello?
Hi, Mother. Mother, if you could think of the best news I could give you, what would you say it was?
Let me see.
The best news of all.
You got an A in Latin.
Latin?
Dear, I'm so proud of you.
Mother, you're confusing the issue. What's Latin got to do with good news?
Very well, I give up.
I sold Uncle John's turkey.
What?
For $5. Agnes was tough, but when I suggested she could change to dungarees for the excitement, she came around.
Around to what?
To a turkey run with Uncle John's turkey.
But, Henry, we don't have Uncle John's turkey anymore.
What? You mean he escaped?
No, dear, your father's giving it away.
Well, gee whiz, stop him, Mother, stop him.
Now, Henry, Mrs. Dixon and her family deserve a nice Thanksgiving just as much as any member of your class does.
But, Mother, they've already paid me the $5. What can I tell them?
Just explain that the turkey is for a very worthy cause and that there's no reason why they can't use something else.
What, for instance?
Well, wieners.
Mother, who ever heard of a wiener run?
But, dear...
Boy, I just gotta get busy and dig up a turkey right away. Goodbye.
Henry. Well, my goodness.
Mother, you should have seen it. You should have seen it.
Seen what?
The turkey. He insisted on getting into the front seat with Father.
Oh, my goodness.
And you should have seen them driving down the street with the turkey trying to fly through the windshield.
Oh, dear. Maybe I ought to have let that turkey go to Henry's dance after all. Homer, did anybody notice I wasn't in study period?
No. But, Henry, you must have been out of your mind to buy a thing like that.
Homer, you're upsetting Felix.
Who?
Felix, the duck.
He was born with a name like Felix?
I don't know, but I had to call him something.
Henry, how are you going to explain to the dance committee? They've already got signs up all over the school about having a turkey run.
Homer, a duck was all I could get for $5. Besides, gee whiz, he's much cuter than a turkey.
He is?
Don't you think so?
Well, hold him up so I can get a better look.
There.
Hello, Ducky Wuckies. Henry, he's smiling at me.
How can you tell?
By the look in his eyes. Nice Ducky Wuckie. You're right, Henry. He is cute.
Sure. And besides, we're doing whoever wins him a favor.
How?
Gee, every year it's the same old thing for Thanksgiving. Turkey, turkey, turkey. Don't you think they'll enjoy the novelty of eating a duck instead?
Henry, quiet.
What's wrong?
Do you think you should discuss a thing like that in front of the duck?
Oh, gee whiz, I forgot. Now, open my locker for me, Homer.
Okay. Henry, there's just one thing. Even if the committee says it's okay to have a duck run, how can you?
What do you mean?
Well, a duck doesn't run. It waddles.
It what?
Waddles, Henry, waddles.
Homer, you're crazy. A duck runs as well as the next person.
How can it with its toes stuck together like that?
Look, Homer, I'll put Felix down and show you. There. Now, let's back away.
You'll see.
Here, Ducky Wucky.
Here, Ducky Wucky.
Look at him run.
Henry, that's waddling if I ever saw it.
Oh, boy. Homer, where'd he disappear to?
Right over the lockers. There he goes down the hall.
After him, Homer, after him.
Henry, what about my next class?
Haven't you any school spirit? Our class has $5 tied up in that duck. Come on.
How's it coming, Will?
Fine, Sam. Just a few more turns and it'll be sharp as a razor.
Good.
How did you dent your fender, Sam?
Will, have you ever tried driving with a turkey in your lap?
Look, Sam, he's apologizing. He's kind of a cute little fella. Hello, Turkey Worky. Look at him, Sam. He's smiling at me.
Is that a smile?
Of course. Well, there we are. Just feel the edge of this axe, Sam.
That's fine, Will. Fine. Well, go ahead, Will.
Go ahead and what?
Go ahead and use the axe.
What? Nothing doing, Sam. Why me?
It's your axe, Will.
Sure, but it's your turkey.
Well, I know how you hate to have other people use your tools.
Sam, this is one time I don't mind.
Now, Will.
Now, Sam!
Come on, Homer. The duck tracks go right around this corner. Oh, boy, look at them.
Well, at least he's easy to follow.
Homer, did you find out how Felix got into art class in the first place?
Well, the way I got it, they were painting this bowl of fruit, see? And the poor little fellow must have been hungry.
He was?
But what happened after that is really Miss Stewart's fault. If she hadn't let out a scream, Felix would never have flown into those paint jars.
At least he could have picked out 2 jars of the same color. Look, red and blue tracks all over the place.
Henry, look. His tracks stop right in the middle of the hall.
They can't. He couldn't disappear into thin air.
Henry, that's it.
What?
He started to fly.
Homer, a school is no place for flying around. There's only one thing to do.
What?
Go into the principal's office here and ask them if anyone's seen a duck.
Henry, you're crazy.
But Felix has to be caught before he does some real damage.
Hey, fellas.
It's Charlie Clark.
Hiya, fellas. Boy, the whole school's sure talking about our turkey run.
They are, Homer. You see, I've got to find them.
Find who?
Wait here for me, Homer.
I wish you'd reconsider, Henry.
Henry isn't going into the main office, is he?
Why not?
Well, gee, I was just in there. I've never seen Mr. Bradley so mad.
What about?
Well, you know that fan in his office?
Yeah.
Well, he had it going, see, and some wise guy threw a whole bunch of feathers in it, and boy, you should see the place.
Feathers?
All different colors. Mr. Bradley's threatening to expel the kid who did it.
Oh, boy, Henry.
Where are you going, Homer?
Stop Henry before it's too late. Henry.
Mr. Bradley will be right out, Henry.
Thank you, Miss Shea.
Henry, I've got to talk to you.
Gee whiz, Homer, don't forget where we are.
Henry.
Miss Shea, have they located that student who was responsible?
Not yet, Mr. Bradley. Oh, and Henry Aldrich would like to speak to you.
Henry.
Quiet, Homer.
Henry, I'm too busy to speak to you now.
But, Mr. Bradley...
Whatever you've broken, just pay for it and we'll forget the whole thing.
I haven't broken anything, Mr. Bradley.
No? Are you sure?
Positive. Mr. Bradley, did you know there was something on your shoulder?
Where? Oh. It'll take me days to get the feathers out of this suit.
You had something to do with feathers recently? Oh, Homer, you stepped on my foot.
I did.
Mr. Bradley, that was Mr. Schultz, the janitor, on the phone, and he says those feathers come from a duck.
A duck?
A duck?
Oh, boy.
A live one.
What? Miss Shea, that's ridiculous. A duck has no place in a public school.
But that's what it was. Mr. Schultz said he saw it taking a bath in one of the drinking fountains.
But... ducks don't come in those colors.
Well, Mr. Schultz can't explain that part of it, but he says that he knows a duck when he sees it.
Mr. Bradley.
Henry, don't interrupt.
So, Mr. Bradley, if Mr. Schultz could tell us which way the duck went, Homer and I'd be glad to look for him.
We'll find the duck, Henry. And we'll also find out who's responsible for bringing a thing like that into Central High.
We will? Oh, boy.
getting back to the troubles of Henry Aldrich. While Mr. Aldrich is having turkey troubles of his own, the duck which Henry has been forced to buy for the class turkey run has flown the coop. The scene opens in a hallway of Central High School. It is the same day.
Homer, you mean you saw the duck?
Not personally. But he got into ancient history, see, and started heckling Miss Eggleston.
Huh?
She was reading to the class about Hannibal.
He heckled Miss Eggleston?
She thought it was Toby Smith and sent him home to get his parents.
Oh.
Henry, you better find that duck before Mr. Bradley does.
I know, Homer, I know.
Well, gee whiz, I never noticed that before.
Noticed what?
That eagle on top of George Washington's picture on the wall there.
Homer.
What's wrong?
That's no eagle, that's him.
Who?
Felix, our duck.
It is. Henry, he's changed. Where are all his clothes?
Never mind that. Here, Ducky Wucky, come down.
Here, Ducky Wucky. Come to Uncle Homer. Henry, he doesn't trust us.
Well, we haven't time to cultivate his friendship.
Maybe I could knock him down with one of my shoes.
Oh, no, Homer, you might hit George Washington. Felix, you come down here or I'll...
Henry, you frightened him.
Come back, Felix. I didn't mean it. Homer, after him.
Henry, there he goes up the stairway.
Come back. Don't go up there.
Come back, Felix. You'll get in trouble. That's a down stairway.
Hello?
Hello, Delaney's butcher shop.
Oh, how do you do? I'm phoning about... just a minute, please.
Do you know what that turkey just did? Ate a whole quarter of a pound of Mr. DeHaven's candy kisses.
Well, considering that he's going to be somebody's dinner soon, that's the least we can do for him.
Hello.
Hello. Well, I've got the butcher on the phone. Hello, I'm Mr. Aldrich, and I'm calling in reference to a turkey.
Turkey? Yeah. They've been going like hotcakes, but I think I have one left.
No, I already have a turkey.
Oh, you're selling them. I'm sorry, but I can't get rid of the ones I got.
You don't understand. I have a live turkey, and I thought, what would you charge to kill and dress it?
Kill it?
Yes.
Well, I tell you, I'm afraid I couldn't do that.
Why not?
Well, I've just scrubbed my floors.
Mr. Delaney, you're not squeamish, are you?
Squeamish? Of course not. But just because I'm a butcher is no reason for doing somebody else's dirty work.
Now, look.
Goodbye.
But, goodbye.
Listen, Turkey, stay away from those hot water bottles. Will he kill it for us, Sam?
No.
Oh, Sam, you know who might be willing to do it for us?
Who?
Dr. Collins. I hear he's a very handy man with a scalpel.
No, well, we couldn't ask him.
Why not?
He charges $25 a visit. Besides, we'd look ridiculous.
But, Sam, we've got to find somebody.
Anything I can do for you, Mr. Aldrich? Why, Mr. DeHaven, have you had any experience with turkeys?
Turkeys, I should say.
You have? Sam, he's our man.
If I do say so myself, we serve the tastiest turkey sandwiches in Centerville.
Yes. Well, would you consider...
What's that? Mr. Aldrich, is that your turkey?
Mr. DeHaven, don't get upset. It was just an accident.
Hey, you turkey, get away from there.
Yes, get away. Stop eating those pebbles.
Pebbles, those are bath salts, Mr. Aldrich.
Bath salts?
At $3 a bottle.
I'm not sure I can take the time to eat lunch. Have you seen Henry here in the cafeteria?
No, and can't you even sit down long enough to hear what happened in gym last period?
Something happened?
Sure, we were playing volleyball, see? And right in the middle of it, this bird tried to get into the game.
A bird? Agnes, was it anything like a duck?
No, it was different colors. More like a parrot.
Oh, boy.
And the girls were all brown.
What have I done?
It's okay, kid. That's okay. But try it once more and I'll slap your face.
Agnes, I didn't do anything.
Don't kid me. There isn't anybody close enough to pinch me except you.
Pinch you? I pinched you?
So you admit it.
Homer, did you have any luck?
No.
I almost had him. I trailed him to orchestra practice, see? And he flew right into Albert Harris's tuba.
Why didn't you grab him?
Before I had a chance, Albert blew him out.
Blew who out?
No No one, Agnes, just someone.
Henry, I certainly want to apologize.
Apologize, Agnes?
For being against your turkey run.
Well, now that I think it over, Agnes, maybe you were right.
No, I wasn't. The dance tickets are going like hotcakes.
They are?
Sure. Everybody's hoping to catch the turkey.
They are?
I hope it's a fast one. The whole track team just bought tickets from me.
Agnes, look, about that turkey.
Henry Aldrich.
What's the matter?
Are you looking for a slap, too?
Well, what did I do?
I suppose you didn't pinch me.
Gee whiz, no.
Oh, so it was you again, Homer.
Agnes, I give you my word.
Well, somebody pinched me, and I dared him to try it again. What did you say?
Homer.
Where is he?
Under the table. Get down there and grab him.
Hey, cut it out.
Here, Ducky.
I got him, Homer. I got him.
Henry, let go of my hair.
There he goes under the next table. Excuse me.
Cut it out, you. Hey, watch your feet.
There he goes under the next table. Who's the wise guy? Homer, I see him. I can't get by this guy's feet. Hey, lift your feet, you. Lift your feet.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, boy.
Hello, Mr. Bradley. Are those feet attached to you?
They are. Stand up, please.
Mr. Bradley, I know you won't believe this, but I was really under the table on school business.
You don't say. And what school business would take you under the teacher's lunch table?
The teacher's table? Gee, how do we lose our direction like that?
Oh, boy, there he is.
Get that duck! Somebody get that duck! Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment, everybody. Just a moment. Not Henry. I think I'll go upstairs and take a hot bath and lie down.
Yes, dear. Did you get the turkey to Mrs. Dixon?
Yes, Alice, I got it to her.
Good.
And before I forget, here's something for you.
Well, thank you, Sam. What is it?
Bath salts.
Bath salt? But, dear, why only half a bottle?
Mr. DeHaven made me a special offer I couldn't say no to.
Well, thank you, dear. What did Mrs. Dixon say, Sam?
Say?
When you gave her the turkey.
Alice,
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father.
if I don't go upstairs and get a bath right now, the water will turn cold.
Henry, why are you coming home so late?
Why, there was a little cleaning up at school I had to do.
Well, dear, you better go upstairs and start getting dressed for dinner if you want to get to the Thanksgiving dance on time.
Well, I'll tell you, Mother, that dance has sort of been postponed.
Really? Why?
Well, the student body's so worn out, they're in no shape to dance.
Worn out?
Yeah. From sort of a duck run we had in school today. So we decided to postpone the dance until Christmas.
Christmas?
At first, but on second thought, we decided the whole school might not be back in shape even by Christmas. So instead, we're going to have an Easter egg roll dance.
Well, that sounds lovely.
And, Mother, when Easter comes around, do you suppose Father might be willing to advance me $5? You see, the class is kind of depending on me to provide the eggs.
Alice!
Well, I'm coming, dear.
I wonder if duck eggs are cheaper.
What is it, Sam?
Alice, do you mind if I borrow those bath salts?
Of course not.
I'd like to get a little pleasure out of what happened today.
Fine. And would you answer the phone, please, while I start dinner?
All right. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Aldrich. This is Mrs. Dixon.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Dixon?
Mr. Aldrich, the reason I'm calling, well, you see, I found a beautiful turkey tied to my back porch not more than half an hour ago.
Well, somebody probably wanted you to enjoy a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, it was very kind of them, but the point is I don't need it. My children found a lovely duck in school today.
Duck?
Yes, and practically all plucked, too. And Mr. Aldrich, there's no one I'd rather see have this turkey turkey than you.
Me? But, Mrs. Dixon...
Oh, it's a wonderful bird, Mr. Aldrich. All you have to do is kill him.
Now, wait a minute.
Listen again next week, same time, same station, for another sparkling half hour with your favorite youngster, his family, and his pals. The Aldrich Family, starring Ezra Stone, is written by Clifford Goldsmith.
The Fibber, McGee, and Molly Show. NBC and Paper Mate Pens present Fibber, McGee, and Molly, transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutto. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. Christmas is a matter of dollars and cents as well as of good cheer and goodwill. It's a time when every dollar has to count. Increased parcel post rates make the sending of packages overseas almost prohibitive this year. But the cost of sending Care special gift food parcels has not increased. In fact, this Christmas, Care offers you the best buy ever. For $6.95, you may send a fine budget food package, or for $12, you may send a big turkey, and for $18.75, a turkey and trimmings. These prices include all shipping charges and guaranteed delivery. If you assembled these food items yourself and sent them, you'd have to pay at least half the Care price in parcel post charges. And Care is so easy. All you need is an order and a check. Care has made these special holiday gift parcels available to you for those with whom you have personal ties abroad, or for some cheerless home you may brighten with your Christmas charity. The low prices are possible because of Care's non-profit operation. Send yours now to Care, New York.
Well, breakfast is almost ready, McGee. Has Mr. Wimple come down yet?
No, he's still upstairs.
What's he doing?
He insisted on making his own bed. Doesn't want to be a bother, he says.
He's such a considerate guest, isn't he?
And a good bed maker, too.
Really?
He made mine in about 30 seconds. Neat's a pin.
You didn't let him make your bed, too, did you?
Well, I couldn't help it, kiddo. He insisted. After all, he's a guest, you know. Whatever a guest wants to do in my house, as long as it's okay with me, he can do it.
Oh, you are the perfect host, aren't you?
Betcha.
Here, put the salt and pepper on, will you?
Sure. It was funny when he washed up this morning. You know, you got them towels in there marked his and hers?
Yes, I put out the good ones.
Well, he couldn't find one marked yours, so he just wiped his hands on his shirt tail.
Oh, dear. What about his face? He couldn't reach his face with his shirt.
I think he must have shook his face dry. I says to him, I says, you looking for a towel, Wimp? We got plenty, I says. And he says, oh, I wouldn't want to use your nice towels. I always get them wet, he says.
Well, I'll put some towels in his room so he knows they're for him to use. Mm-hmm. The poor lad. He's so timid, we'll have to be careful that he has everything he needs while he's with us.
You said it. With a guy like that around, we might forget he's up there and he'd starve to death.
Oh, my goodness, I forgot to set an extra place for breakfast.
Oh, well, hurry before he comes down. Uh-oh, that's him now.
I'll get the napkin and the egg cup and his silver.
I'll get his egg. Where's his egg?
It's in the saucepan on the stove. I drained the water off.
Oh, I see it. I'll get it.
Watch it, not with your hands.
Oh, whoops, it's hot. What do I do with it?
Good morning.
Wow!
My goodness. Who threw the egg? Missed me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Wimple. Himself here.
It was hot.
Ah, it seems just like home. Except that Sweetie Face's aim is better than that, Mr. McGee.
Well, McGee wasn't throwing at you, Mr. Wimple. He just dropped his egg. It was hot.
My egg? That was Wimp's egg I dropped. Gee, what's
Sit right here, Mr. Wimple. This is your egg here.
His egg? The egg I dropped.
And you sit there, McGee. That's your egg there. It was my egg you dropped.
What the... Oh.
I hope I'm not being trouble for you, Mrs. McGee. I wouldn't want...
You're not a bit of trouble, Mr. Wimple. You boys go on now. Start eating while things are hot. I'll put on another egg and get the coffee for you.
I'm glad to have you with us while your wife's gone, Wimp.
Oh, thank you. You forgot to put your napkin in your lap, Mr. McGee.
Huh? Oh, it slipped my mind. Like I said, it's good to have you aboard. Stay as long as you like, boy.
Thank you. You don't have to reach way over here for the toast, Mr. McGee. I'll pass it to you. Here.
Oh, thanks.
You almost got your elbow in my egg.
Yep, kind of breaks the monotony having you with us, Wimp. Just consider that your room up there and stay
Oh, goodness, you don't need to reach into the marmalade with your knife like that, Mr. McGee. Here, let me put some on your plate. You'll get it all over your knuckles that way.
When's your wife come back, Wimp? Not that you're not welcome to stay as long as you like, but if you want to get home a day or two before she does...
Oh, no, I'll sit down and join you boys. How'd you sleep last night, Mr. Wimple, all right?
Oh, just dandy, thank you. Pass the jelly, please.
Here you are. That's my Uncle Dennis's room you have, you know.
Uncle Dennis? Oh, yes. Isn't he the one who always comes home sort of,
Now, that's him. That's Uncle Dennis. That trunk up there under the bed up there, that's his trunk under the bed up there.
Pass the honey, please. Thank you. That's the trunk that sort of clinks when you move it?
He calls that his memory trunk. It's full of old souvenirs. Uncle Dennis just hates to throw anything away.
Yeah, even when they're empty. Boy, if they ever start giving him a nickel back on the bottle, he'll be a rich man on account.
McGee. Say, I didn't tell you about tomorrow, Mr. Wimple. Thanksgiving. Herb and Ruth Travis are coming for dinner, and Dr. Gamble is bringing a friend.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I love Thanksgiving. The fall is such a pretty time of year, isn't it?
Yes. Must be beautiful out in the country today with the trees all turning red and gold.
And all the little birds flying south for the winter.
Yeah, I was out at the edge of town yesterday, Wimp, and I saw one flock of over 1,000 birds in one bunch.
Oh, my. Flying south, were they?
No, these were walking north. They were turkeys.
Say, you too. It's a beautiful day outside. Why don't we just take a drive out in the country?
Great.
We can gather a lot of pretty colored leaves to decorate my table with tomorrow.
Oh, goody. I'll bring my bird book and binoculars.
I'll bring a lunch.
Swell. While you're getting the lunch packed, I'll go wipe off the car. Somebody soaped it all up Halloween, and I've been so busy.
Mr. McGee, do you have a good pen?
A pen? Why, sure, Wimp. Here, use my new Papermate, boy. Going to write a letter to Sweetie Face?
No, I just...
That's just a wonderful pen, Mr. Wimple. Papermate is a pen that's approved by bankers and school principals all over the country, you know.
Really?
And it ought to be. Because why? Because Papermate pens don't leak, Wallace. You don't get ink all over your hands and clothes and stuff. Not only that, but Papermate ink dries like a flash, stays permanent, and don't smear or rub off.
That's nice.
The Papermate pen doesn't have a cap to get lost either, Mr. Wimple.
You see, Wimp, you just push this little button, click, and the point pops out, ready to write. Push it again, and zingo, it's back up the barrel out of the way.
Oh, that is truly amazing, Mr. McGee. Actually,
the Papermate only costs $1.69. Ain't it a beauty? Go on, try it. Write your letter.
Oh, I don't want to write a letter.
Well, you asked if he had a pen.
Well, I was just making out my Christmas list. I wanted to...
Oh, why didn't you ask me, Wimp? That's easy. Give Papermate.
My, it certainly is beautiful out here in the country.
Sure is. This drive was a good idea, kiddo. Ooh. Hey, you got any ideas where we ought to go, Wimp? Find some pretty colored leaves? You get out this way, don't you?
Yes, I do know this country extremely well, Mr. McGee. I was out this very road last week with my Bird Watchers Club on a field trip.
Did you have fun?
Oh, much. There is a lovely grove of oaks and maple trees out this way, all red and gold. Let me see now.
What's the name of the grove, Wimp? On account of because there used to be a grove out of Peoria that a guy named Groves owned, and they called that grove Groves' Grove. Old man Groves used to grow cloves, and they claimed the cloves from Groves' Grove was the best grown cloves ever grown in a grove.
This is called Flagmeyer's Woods, Mr. McGee.
Oh.
It's owned by a gentleman named Mr. Jenkins.
Jenkins?
Mr. Flagmeyer sold out. Now, let's see. I believe we take the next turn to the right.
Okay.
Or is it to the left?
You're asking me?
Let me think a minute. I remember this field here because this is where I saw the golden pileated warbler. And Mr. McFeeters, he's from New York and he thinks he knows everything. Mr. McFeeters claimed it was a northern pileated warbler. Oh, was he noisy.
Yeah, sure, but which way?
I think this was the field, all right, because yes, there's the very fence where Mr. McFeeters set me up on the post to argue with me. And yes, that's right. We passed our turn.
Huh?
Oh, now listen, maybe we ought to ask that man parked up ahead there, McGee. Maybe he'll know. Truck drivers are always very helpful.
I'll go ask him.
Well, I'll go with you. You stay where you are, Molly.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Yeah?
I wonder if you could tell us...
that you, Wally?
Why, it's Mr. Strunk. What are you doing way out here in the country?
Oh, it's my day off, Wally. I drove my truck out here to look for some of our feathered friends. This is the time of year they're all migrating south, you know.
Oh, this is a wonderful time of year for bird watching, Mr. Strunk.
I seen 3 cedar waxwings, a puce-breasted mudlark, and the prettiest little green-tailed towhee. All in all, I've had me a very thrilling morning, Wally. Hey, who's the mug with you?
Oh, good gracious, I completely forgot my manners. So sorry, Mr. McGee. This is Otto Strunk, Mr. McGee, Apprentice Nest Inspector 3rd Class. Otto, my friend, Mr. McGee.
Hi, Otto. Nice to meet you, McGee. Is he one of us, Wally?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Strunk.
Oh, a square, huh?
Yep.
Well, you ought to get with it, Mac. Before I joined the Boyd Watchers, I was jumpy all the time. I was nervous as an acrobat with a new toupee.
Yeah, well, if you can tell us which
But,
way...
boy, a few weeks of this Boyd watching, and I'm all relaxed. Nothing bothers me at all. What a change.
Well, I'm glad you're all straightened out, Otto. Look, can you tell us if this road...
Straightened out? Boy, I got nerves of steel. Nothing bothers me no more. Nerves of steel.
Steel nerves, Mr. McGee.
Yeah, well, we just...
Oh, you don't believe me, huh? Well, here, punch me in the stomach. Go on, bust me right in the stomach, Mac. Hard as you can. I don't even flinch. Go on.
No, I don't want...
Go on, slug me in the stomach.
Well, okay, if you insist.
Oh. Didn't have to do it so hard. Are you trying to prove you're a big man or something?
Well, gee whiz, you said...
Good thing I'm a Boyd watcher now. I don't lose my temper no more. Right, Wally?
Right, Otto. Now, I wonder if you can tell us which turn to take to get out to Flagmire's Woods.
Flagmire's Woods? Sure, you go straight ahead to the next turn to the right. Turn right.
Well, thanks, Bud. At last. Well, come on, Limp. Let's
Hey, look, Wally, look. On the limb over there. Pretty little northern pileolated warbler. Ain't he lovely?
Oh, very pretty, Mr. Strunk. But he isn't a northern pileolated. He is a golden pileolated warbler.
Wimp, will you come on?
Wally, I know you've been watching birds a long time, but I got good eyes. That little fella happens to be a northern pileolated warbler.
Oh, you sound just like Mr. McCedars.
Wimp, will you come on?
What's the delay?
Oh, it's Wimp. Come on, Wallace.
Otto, will you give me a lift to town later?
Well, sure, Wally, but...
You go gather leaves without me, Mr. McGee. I'll be home after a while. Now, Otto, a golden pileolated warbler.
Oh, for the... Come on, Molly. You drive a while. Wimple's got a warbler.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. I don't know how it is around your house, but things have certainly been hopping around my home today in preparation for tomorrow's big Thanksgiving Day dinner. And there's still a lot to be done right up until the time the family sits down at the table to dive into all those piping hot dishes of delicious food. Along about evening time tomorrow, there'll be a lot of stuffed Americans sitting back and relaxing, wishing they hadn't eaten so much food. It seems to me that the chuckle-filled radio shows on the NBC radio network tomorrow night might be just the ticket to help you get your mind off your troubles. So I'd like to suggest that you laugh along with the rest of the nation tomorrow night when it's time for Robert Young to star in Father Knows Best, or when Ralph Edwards puts his contestants through their paces on Truth or Consequences. If you're in the mood for memories, Eddie Cantor will have some very special ones for you on his show business show. So tomorrow night, join us for top radio entertainment. Join us here at the NBC spot on your radio dial.
My, the autumn leaves look just lovely on your dining table, Mrs. McGee. Sorry I missed the fun.
So am I, Mr. Wimple.
Did you finally get your warbler argument settled, Wimp?
Absolutely, Mr. McGee. We trailed the bird for over a mile till we finally got the binoculars on him and got a good look. That settled it.
What was he?
A sparrow.
Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC and Paper-Mate Pens have brought you the Fibber, McGee, and Molly program transcribed with Bill Thompson as Wallace Wimple and Jack Moyles as Mr. Strunk. This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Sundays, enjoy 2 exciting hours of Weekend on the NBC Radio Network.
The air now in this channel will be occupied by WLS.
Good evening, everyone. You are now listening to WLS, the voice of Prairie Farmer, America's oldest farm paper, Chicago.
Good evening, everyone. The makers of Johnson's Wax give you another gay gathering going the gamut from gorgeous glissandos to gleeful gusto, with Rico Marcelli's orchestra, Kay Donna, and Marion and Jim as that hocus-pocus husband and watchful wife, Fibber McGee and Molly. Marcelli and his men give us what might be the Glow Coat song from Linoleum. You do something to me. Pour it on, Rico. One million housekeepers have discovered that Johnson's Glow Coat is the easiest, quickest floor polish they've ever used. For Glow Coat requires no rubbing or buffing. It dries in 20 minutes and without help from you gives your floors a beautiful, sparkling polish. Dirt can't stick to the shining surface. Soiled spots wipe off easily. If your linoleum is dull and dingy, Glow Coat will quickly make it gleam like new again with practically no work on your part. And here's a suggestion. You can save as much as 1/3 by buying the larger size can. Why not order some Glow Coat from your dealer right away and make your kitchen floor bright and cheerful for Thanksgiving Day? It's a busy day at 79 Wistful Vista. The McGees are getting ready for Thanksgiving in a big way. Molly's in the kitchen, aided by a little Teeny, as Fibber in the living room settles himself in his big easy chair and prepares to read the evening paper.
Oh, I had a hound with a very bad habit. Always chased a polecat instead of a rabbit. Hi-ho, don't give up the ship. Let's see what the paper says. New train with diesel engine makes record run over the Rockies. Bet you could make a riddle out of that. If a dozen diesels drove daily from Dallas to Denver...
Fibber!
Oh, shucks.
Maggie!
Yes, my love. You want me, Molly?
Yes, I do. I want you to come out to the kitchen and help me make out...
Hey, Molly, did you read here where this here feller suggests the government ought to pay for election campaigns? Shucks, we already got the best elections money can buy.
Maggie, quit stalling.
Stalling? Why, Molly, you don't mean that, Molly. Just because the feller...
On your feet, Maggie.
Okay. I was just going to come out to see if I could give you a hand with anything. What you want?
I'm making up me list for Thanksgiving stuff whilst me fruitcake is baking. And I want you to write 'em down as I call 'em off.
Okay. Oh, hello there, Teeny.
Hi, Mr. McGee.
How you getting along with your work?
I'm getting along dandy, I betcha. Mrs. McGee is going to let me make a little pie all by myself.
Well, a little pie. Well, now that's something, ain't it? What kind of a pie? Minskin? I says you're going to make a minskin pie?
Minskin pie, and what might that be, McGee?
Mean to say you never heard of a minskin pie, Molly? Half mince and half pumpkin? Why, shucks. When I was camp cook at Camp Custer...
You made custard pies, I betcha.
I was going to say, when I was camp cook, I always made minskin pies for Thanksgiving. You see, I'd take a can of pumpkin and a pint of mincemeat, mix 'em up together.
Here, hold this box of raisins.
Okay. What shall I do with it?
And hold this, too.
Oh, all right.
Now then, we got plenty of raisins, plenty of popcorn. Or is that plenty of popcorn in the box, McGee?
I don't know. Let's see. Don't sound like enough to me, Molly.
Me either, I betcha.
Oh, dear. Well, we'll have to get some more then. I wonder if 6 pies will be enough.
How many you expecting for dinner Thanksgiving, Molly? I'll figure it out for you.
12. And how can you figure it?
By algebra, Molly. You divide 12 people by 3, 1, 4, 1, 6.
What's 3, 1, 4, 1, 6?
Boy, that's pi. You get it, Molly? I said you divide...
It ain't funny, McGee.
Okay.
Keep out of that cider.
Shucks, can't a feller taste it once?
Once? Once, is it? How many times has he tasted that cider, Teeny?
Oh,
shucks. He tasted one bottle all up, I betcha.
Who, me? Why, shucks, Say, what is that smells so good?
That's me fruitcake, McGee. It's... No, don't be opening the oven door. Me cake will fall.
Oh, shucks, it won't nother. I'd have caught it.
You sure would have caught it. From me. Now, then, what else do we want? A lot of vegetables, some donuts, walnuts. Are you writing them down, McGee?
Nope, I can remember 'em. Donuts, walnuts, and this popcorn. Take this box, Molly. Hey, I never heard of this kind of popcorn. Torpedo brand popcorn. A kick in every kernel. Where'd you get that, Molly?
I bought it from a peddler. He said it was real good.
Never heard of it.
Here, don't set it on the hot stove.
Don't worry about that stuff popping. They ain't a pop into a package, Molly. And I ought to know, too.
Why, Mr. McGee?
Why, shucks, Teeny. On account of because I used to be the biggest popcorn producer at Packers Point. Why, my popcorn used to pop so loud, I sold more of it on the 4th of July than I did all the rest of the year. Why, when a purchaser picked a package of Packers Point popcorn, he got...
A box of nutmeg.
No, sir, he got... Oh, I get it. You want me to write down a box of nutmeg?
McGee, we've got to go out and do some shopping. Now, is the car running?
You betcha. Runs like a watch.
And why not? You bought it on time.
Yes, and they give me the works, too. What else we need, Molly?
Well, let's see now. We've no turnips, no carrots, no onions, no cranberries.
No rubbing, no buffing.
Be quiet, McGee. I'm trying to concentrate.
Okay.
McGee, let the cider alone.
I thought you was trying to concentrate. I was just fixing the cork in tight, Molly.
Sure, I suppose you was going to pound it in with the drinking glass.
No.
Hey, Mrs. McGee, if you go out for a ride shopping, can I go with you? Please, can I?
May I, Teeny?
Oh, you're going anyway, I betcha.
Well, we'll be glad to have you come along, and I'll show you how expert picks vegetables. Why, mind the time I had me a little truck farm down in...
Oh, heavenly days. Now, who could that be? How does me hair look?
It's okay.
It looks dandy, I betcha.
I'll go see who it is, Molly. Probably one of the neighbors wants my advice on how to... Oh, hello there, Geraldine. What's on your mind?
Hello, Mr. McGee and Mrs. McGee and Teeny. I just ran over to buy a couple of eggs if you can spare them.
Oh, yeah.
Gerald always calls them prairie oysters. He says they're only good to eat in the months that have Wednesday in them.
Wednesday?
Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, isn't it really?
Well, I guess we can let you have an egg or two, Geraldine, but why
Oh, I know. You're wondering why our chickens don't give us some eggs.
Yeah.
Well, Gerald says he doesn't know either. He says they're union hens and he doesn't know whether they're laying off or off laying. Oh, Gerald says the cutest thing.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he actually does. I told him I needed some rutabagas, and what do you think he said? said?
Rutabagas?
He said he'd go to the football game Saturday and bag us some rutas. Isn't that just too disconcerting?
Yeah.
I mean, is it really? Well, thanks for the egg.
Oh, that's all right, Geraldine. If you need any oats or hay
Oh,
or...
no, we don't need another thing. Thank you ever so much. Joe says he doesn't understand how I get along so well.
Well, neither do I.
I just made one mistake last week.
Oh.
I was making some cookies and I used cold cream for sharpening. Cold cream, can you imagine? Joe says I must have been making icebox cookies.
Hot stuff.
Well, thanks a lot for the McGee's, Mr. Egg.
Ah?
I mean, thanks a lot for the eggs, Mr. McGee.
Oh.
Thanks, Mrs. McGee. Diddle, diddle, diddle.
Whew. Them eggs will get shell-shocked before she gets home.
She talks awful fast, don't she?
Yep, teeny fast and to the point.
Sure. To the point of distraction.
Well, I suppose we better get started, Molly.
Now, what in the world?
Oh, gee, the popcorn is tough.
McGee, I told you not to set the popcorn down on top of the hot stove. Lift it up! Lift it up!
Miss Kay Donna, that's their sweet little singer on this here program, gives us them their eyes. Kay Donna.
I fell in love with you first time I looked into them their eyes. You've got that certain cute way of flirting with them their eyes. You make me feel happy. You make me blue. Ain't stalling, I'm falling in a great big way for you. My heart is jumping, you sure started something with them there eyes. You better look out if you're wise. They sparkle, they bubble, they're gonna get you in a whole lot of trouble. There's no use shirking them, there's danger lurking in them their eyes. For there's danger in your eyes, Shabby. But I don't care. I'd give up paradise, Shabby, your love to share. Just tell me when and where we'll have our love affair. There's danger in your eyes, Sherry, for me, but I don't care. 'Cause I fell in love with you first time looked through them there eyes. You've got that certain way of flirting, them there eyes. You make me feel happy. Oh, baby, you make me blue. Ain't stalling, I'm falling in a great big way for you. My heart is jumping, you sure started something with them there eyes. You'd better look out if you're wise. They sparkle and bubble, they're gonna get you in lot of trouble. Them their eyes, them their eyes. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What's the matter over there, Harpo?
Well, this man says he has a turkey here for Mrs. McGee.
Oh, heavenly days. I wanted it delivered to Wistful Vista.
Well, shucks, Molly, as long as you're going to get the bird anyway. Might as well get it now as any time. Come on in, boy.
Gee, I'm sorry if I butted in, but Mrs. McGee said she wanted the turkey delivered tonight, and I thought...
Then that's all right, Mr. Mr.
Bolin. Joe Bolin, ma'am.
Sit down over there, Bud, and listen to the rest of the broadcast.
Well, what's the matter, Mr. Bolin? Didn't you ever see a studio before?
Nope, I never did. Gee, I always did want to sing on the radio.
Oh, are you a singer, Joe? Would you like to sing on this program?
Well, I guess I don't mind starting at the bottom.
Where'd you study?
Bass Lake, Indiana.
Oh, a bass singer.
Done a lot of hog calling in my time. They say I got a real powerful voice. Listen.
Here. Chop that suey, Bud. I'll tell you what, Marcelli started to play something anyway, so you just join in and sing the chorus. There's a slight charge for the use of the microphone.
McGee.
Now, go ahead, Marshmallow. Stand by.
Up a lazy river where the old mill run meets lazy, lazy river in the noonday sun. Linger in the shade of a kind old tree. Throw away your troubles, dream a dream with me. Up a lazy river where the robin's song awakes a bright new morning, we can loaf along. Blue skies up above, everyone's in love. Up a lazy river, how happy you can be. Up a lazy river with me. New morning, we can loaf along. Blue skies up above, everyone's in love. Up a lazy river, how happy you can be. Up a lazy river with me.
That was Joe Bolin, overalls and all. And that was the first time he's ever sung on the air. And now, with the wink of an eye and a tongue in the cheek, we switch the scene to where Fibber and Molly and Teeny are riding along a country road, looking for a vegetable stand.
McGee, how much gas did you put in?
Oh, shucks, Molly, plenty. 5 quarts, anyway. You warm enough, Teeny?
Mm-hmm. I'm dandy, I betcha. How far are we going?
What say, Teeny?
How far are we going?
Oh, I don't know, till we come to a...
Stop, McGee. Stop the car. There's a vegetable stand.
Oh, okay. Gotta get them brakes fixed.
My, this looks like they might have all the vegetables and stuff we'll need. You want to get out, Teeny?
Yes, please.
Shucks, there don't seem to be nobody around here.
Blow your horn, McGee.
Well, there comes a lady, I betcha.
Gee, looks kind of grouchy, too. Must have woke her up or something. Hi, ma'am.
Good afternoon. How do you do? I see you have some vegetables and stuff for sale.
Yes, we have it for sale, but I'm sure I don't know why, 'cause nobody ever seems to stop and want any. But if you're sure you want something, I'll do what I can, but it probably won't be much.
How about some turnips, ma'am? Got any turnips?
Yes, I got some turnips, but I don't know if you'll want 'em after you see 'em, 'cause the turnips we got this year ain't done so good. But after all, what I say is the turnip's a turnip, and you can't make a bartlett pear out of it. Step around to the barn, please.
Sure, ma'am. Lead the way.
Better come around this way. The other side of the yard's kind of tore up. We tore it up 'cause we thought we was going to plant some plum trees, but we didn't.
Real optimist, ain't she?
Gee, why does she talk like that, Mr. McGee?
She probably shouted herself hoarse when Grover Cleveland was elected and never got over it.
Whoa! 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 Pardon me, madam. Are you the farmer's daughter?
Why, yes, I'm the daughter.
Well, I am the traveling salesman, and I have here a can of the finest, no-rubbing floor polish you can possibly buy. Notice this attractive yellow can. See this lettering, Johnson's Glow Coat. This liquid polish is so easy to use. Why, you merely spread a little Glow Coat lightly over your floors or linoleum. You can do the whole room in a few minutes' time. When the surface is covered, go away and forget about it for 20 minutes. Come back and find your floor gleaming like new with a bright protective polish. A polish that resists dirt and wear and keeps your floor sparkling for weeks at a time. Think how much time and work it will save you. Think how much better your linoleum will look. And remember, you don't have to do any rubbing or buffing when you use Johnson's Glow Coat, the remarkable liquid floor polish made by the makers of Johnson's Wax. And now, if you'll excuse me, folks, I've got some more calls to make, so I'll be running along. Oh, there, come on. Easy there, easy. Whoa, easy there. No. Whoa, no. Whoa.
What's the horse's name, mister?
No. No rubbing, no buffing. So long, folks. Giddy up here,
Quite a steed the boy has there. Real nice farm you got here, too, man.
Yes, but it ain't what it was for. The chinch bugs and the wheat rust and the corn borers got it. What kind of vegetables you say you wanted?
Oh, some turnips and some carrots and some squash and maybe a pumpkin or two.
Look at the chicken, Mr. McGee.
Yeah, that's a Plymouth Rock hen, Teeny. You can always tell Plymouth Rocks on account of because they's always eating gravel.
That's a pheasant.
Oh. That's a pheasant, Teeny.
You just look over the vegetables if you want and pick out what you need, and if you don't see what you want, never mind, 'cause we probably ain't got none anyway.
All right, well, now let's see some turnips.
This here kind of reminds me of a farm I used to have, ma'am. Yes, sir, I thought you'd like to hear about it. My farm was the biggest one in the state. 20 round miles.
You mean 20 square miles, McGee?
Nope, round miles. We figured in round miles on account of the crop rotation. That there harness on the wall there reminded me. I had me a team of horses once. Used them to haul gunpowder for the government. Never forget one time I was jogging along in a light buckboard loaded down with gunpowder when I lit my pipe and tossed the match behind me, right into the gunpowder.
Well, I hope your horses was better than the poor brutes we got. They're so lazy, we have to lay 'em down on the ground to shoe 'em. What was you saying about the harness?
Oh, nothing. That just reminded me of the gunpowder and me tossing a lighted match into it. Well, ain't you interested in what happened, ma'am?
No, I guess not.
Well, I am, Mr. McGee. What happened?
Shucks, plenty. Burned half the gunpowder up before I could stomp her out. It ain't funny, McGee. Well, how you coming, Molly?
All right, McGee. I think these are real nice vegetables, ma'am.
Oh, I guess they're all right, only we don't eat so much. We eat what we can, and what we can't eat, we can. What's your name, little girl?
Teeny.
Real nice young'un, ain't she, ma'am?
Oh, I guess she is. Seems though her cheeks are real red. Looks kind of feverish. Don't seem so full of life and play like I was when I was a girl. Are you finding what you want, lady?
Sure, McGee, you can start carrying this stuff out to the car.
Okay. But maybe we better get it all together first, and then you can tell better how much you owe.
You mean then I can help you carry it?
Oh, why, shucks, Molly, I never thought of such a thing. Have an apple, Teeny?
Thank you.
Those are real good apples, only I wouldn't eat it till you wash it off, 'cause we spray 'em with arsenic, and folks say it ain't very good for you to eat arsenic. So, my goodness, I don't know why not. The pigs seem to thrive on it. It's real cold today, ain't it?
Yes, it is. And just this kind of a day I had me that funny experience with the rawhide harness. You want to hear about it, ma'am, whilst Molly finishes picking out the vegetables?
Don't step in the whitewash bucket there, little girl.
All right, thank you. I won't.
I thought you'd want to hear about it. Well, sir, this here harness I had was made of rawhide. Real good and strong, too. Only one day, a day just like this here one, I was driving home and a pelting rain come up.
Up or down, Mr. McGee?
Oh, don't be so fussy, Teeny. Well, sure, that there rawhide harness begun to stretch, inch by inch, foot by foot, as it got wetter and wetter, till the horses was 30 foot ahead of the wagon. Why, shucks, I think that'll never do. So you know what I done?
Try them onions, too, lady.
Well, sir, Are you listening to me, ma'am?
Not very close.
Well, sir, when that there harness started stretching, I leapt off the wagon, run ahead, and got onto one of the horses and rode him home. By that time, the harness had stretched so much that the wagon was away out of sight behind. So I unhitched, put the team up, and tied the reins around a stump into the front yard. And say, the next morning I got up an hour or so after sunrise, which the heat of the sun had started to shrink the harness again, and I was just in time to look out the window and see the wagon pull into the yard. Don't you see? The sun had dried her out and took up the slack in the harness. What do you think of that?
Seems to me a body ought to be more careful than throwing a match in a wagon load of gunpowder.
Yes. No. Say, what? Oh, shucks.
Well, we hope that Fibber and Molly and all of you have a happy Thanksgiving, and that you'll be with us next Monday night at this same hour, and that you will have recovered from that turkey dinner enough to...
Hey, Harpo.
Well, Fibber, are you in again?
I just wondered if you know anything about the zoology.
Zoology? Why, of course. What do you want to know, my boy?
Well, sir, I was just figuring, son. Thursday's Thanksgiving, and everybody wants a drumstick, and they being only 2 drumsticks to a bird. If the turkey could be crossed successful with the centipede, why, they'd make it...
That here.
Oh, well, you be thinking about that, Harpo.
Well, that was a swell theory of Fibber's, but we don't think he has a leg to stand on, scientifically. Anyway, come back with us next Monday night at this same hour, when we'll join Fibber, McGee, and Molly as they conduct a sidewalk broadcast and interview passers-by on important questions. Until then, may we remind you that just as the best housekeepers use Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Glow Coat to keep their houses clean and shining, so the most particular car owners keep their cars sparkling with Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner. This is Groucho Wilcox, one of the Floor Wax Brothers. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
It's time for Fibber, McGee, and Molly. Sundays through Thursdays, NBC brings you Fibber, McGee, and Molly, transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Len Levinson and directed by Max Hutto. Our story in a moment. But first, Mr. McGee wants the missus to hear this, and you may listen too.
Listen to this, Molly. Here's an article in the paper that says the average man with a college education will earn $100,000 more in his lifetime than a man without college.
$100,000, McGee?
Yep.
Well, for goodness sakes.
It sure is.
Sure is what, dearie?
For goodness sake, just like you said.
Oh,
Thanks to the goodness of a good many mothers and dads and the Prudential Swell Education Fund plan, a lot of kids are going to find the road to success a lot less bumpy than it often is.
just a minute, McGee. What's all this about the Prudential's education plan?
I was just going to tell the folks, Molly. It's an education plan provided by the Prudential Insurance Company, and it's the sure and easy way for you parents to cover your youngsters' college expenses when the time comes. With this plan, you can start building that education fund now, little by little, over the years. And if anything happens to you before Junior's ready for college, well, the Prudential pays the amount in full.
Well, that certainly makes sense, friends. It's the surest way I know to start your youngsters on the road to success. So call your Prudential agent tomorrow. He'll be glad to tell you about an education fund plan for your children.
Did you have a nice Thanksgiving dinner? Well, lean back, relax, and listen to what happened at the McGee home today. It's long about noon right now at 79 Wistful Vista. The turkey is in the oven, the pies are on the breadboard, and Mrs. McGee is in the front hall talking to her neighbors.
Come in, Sally, both of you.
Oh, we can't stay.
No, Sally and I are just going to go over and visit my mother for a spell, and
Well, now, wait a minute. You haven't forgotten you're having dinner with us around 4 o'clock, have you?
Oh, no, that's why we stopped in. I just wanted to know if there was anything I could get for you. Anything I can bring?
You just bring your appetite. We have everything else. I've got a big turkey in the oven. We're going to have chestnuts in the dressing and pumpkin pie and hot mince. Oh, and McGee's going to have a surprise for us.
A surprise?
Yes, he found an old family recipe for a special cranberry sauce, and he's going to make it himself.
Well, now, you can't discourage me, Miss McGee. I'm coming anyhow.
Well, he's been downtown all morning buying cranberries and stuff, and... Oh! He's back. Excuse me, kids. I got to protect my kitchen.
We'll see you about 4 o'clock.
McGee, is that you, or did the Army backfield just go through the kitchen?
It's me, kiddo. I just got home. Took me all morning to round up the proper ingredients for my big treat today, but I got 'em.
Good.
I'd like to let you help me make it, but Mother McGee's cranberry super sauce is a very special recipe. Particular.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch me, though, if you want.
Gee, thanks, kid.
Good.
But I'm going to have my hands full with the pies and the turkey and a few other little items.
You go right ahead. You won't be in my way a bit. Now, let me see. I wonder if this will be big enough to start.
Big enough? Why, that's a special kettle that my great-grandmother used to boil moose in. 2 at a time, if you...
Oh,
Why...
I won't hurt it any. Now, let me get the cranberries over here. Get the bag open.
McGee, you know we only invited the Nelsons, Dr. Gamble and his mother, and Miss Cuddleson, and the old-timer and Mr. Wimple.
Yeah, I think I got enough cranberries.
Heavenly days, how many cranberries?
5 gallons. And every single berry hand-picked by me at 6 different markets.
What?
Yep. Getting the berries was nothing to the trouble I had finding all the right spices for it.
Spices? We have a whole shelf full of spices right in the pantry there.
You got fresh peppermint leaves, lemon verbena, ginger root, sassafras, oregano, or angelica?
Did you say you're making cranberry sauce or root beer?
Cranberry sauce, my dear. Mother McGee's cranberry super sauce. And I better get to work, too. Hand me the brown sugar, sorghum, and vinegar, and get me a double boiler and a heavy skillet, will you?
Yes, sir. Coming up.
While the berries are cooking, I'll chop the citron, grate the nutmeg, braise me a grapefruit in a well-buttered skillet, and get this show on the road. Now, let me see here. The berries have been cooking an hour and a half. So, the next thing to do is simmer the citron in the cider and stir in the cinnamon sticks.
Shades of Duncan Hines.
Hand me a saucepan there, will you please, missus? Oh, and get me down 2 raisins, will you?
2 raisins? Large ones or small ones?
Small, please. That's going to be my contribution to the old family recipe.
Your what?
It's a long-time tradition, my dear. Every McGee who makes Mother McGee's cranberry super sauce always adds some little touch of his own. My touch is going to be 2 raisins.
2 raisins into 5 gallons of cranberry.
Just a touch.
This is a fascinating operation. Where did this recipe originate originally?
Well, that's an interesting story, kiddo. The recipe was invented by, as I recall, my mother's grandmother's great-grandmother's mother.
Oh, her.
They were crossing the prairie in a covered wagon, and Thanksgiving caught up with them miles from home. They claimed that game was scarce that year, and they had everything to eat but meat.
Do tell.
So my mother's grandmother's great-grandmother's mother whipped up this fabulous cranberry recipe, and they do say it tasted so terrific that she stuffed an old saddle with oyster dressing, served it up with this cranberry sauce, and the family all claimed it was the best Thanksgiving dinner they'd ever had that year.
You're kidding.
There's more fun with the McGees shortly.
For skin that's clear and extra clean, use Dial, Dial, Dial. Complexions love this mild routine. Use Dial, Dial, Dial.
You can't see what's happening underneath your makeup, but you can be sure of this. If you wash beforehand with mild, gentle Dial soap, invisible skin bacteria won't spoil your complexion. Because Dial removes up to 95% of skin bacteria that often spread surface blemishes and make them worse. And ordinary face soaps leave thousands of bacteria. When you put on makeup, these bacteria are free to cause trouble underneath. But daily washing with Dial gently removes them. Dial's the one leading soap that contains AT7, or hexachlorophene, the most effective bacteria remover known. And it clings to your skin, continually retarding the growth of new bacteria. That's why mild, gentle Dial soap protects your complexion even under makeup.
I was just out in the kitchen, Doctor, Mrs. Gamble. It won't be long now.
I hope not. I'm starving.
Oh, you're always hungry, George. Ever since he was a child, Mr. Wimple, he's always been starving.
Are you hungry, Mrs. Gamble?
Starving.
Well, now, we can sit down in a few minutes, folks. I'm sorry Miss Cuddleson couldn't come, Doctor.
So was she, Molly. She's on duty at the hospital all day. Oh, excuse me. I want to tell Les and Sally something about...
Oh, poor George. He was very disappointed that she couldn't come. You know, I think he's in love, Molly.
No. Oh, my.
Well, he really should be married, you know.
Why, of course he should. Everybody should.
Don't you think so, Mr. Wimple?
Well, of course, you can't prove that by me, although...
Is there anything I can do to help Mrs. McGee? Oh, where's Mr. McGee?
He's still in the kitchen fussing with his famous family cranberry sauce, Sally. Well, I think we can all sit down now. Come on, everybody. Take your places.
I'm hungry.
Now, right here, Mrs. Gamble, and you sit there, Sally. That's it. Go right ahead and start on your fruit cocktail, everybody. I'll be right back. I couldn't hold them any longer, McGee. How are you coming?
I'm getting there. Strained it and mixed it some more, and now it's simmering. You know, I forgot how complicated this recipe was. I should have started it last night.
Well, now they're starting to eat. I'll make it as slow as I can.
Oh, don't worry. I only got a couple more steps to go through with this, and I'll be ready. What you looking for?
A clean bowl to put the peas in.
I guess I used all the clean bowls, but I'll let you borrow this one. I'm through with it.
Oh, dear, I never saw anyone who cooked so all over the place like you do, McGee.
Can I be of any use, Johnny? Finished my fruit cocktail and brung the plate.
Oh, dear, I'd better get back in there. Come in as soon as you can, McGee.
I sure will. Whoop, I gotta watch these pots.
Say, Johnny, that's some layout you got all over the stove. What can I do?
Oh, nothing, thanks. You better hightail it back to the dining room. You might miss out on a course, old-timer.
Rather stay here and watch you. Reminds me of the way Mama used to make her 14-day pickles.
Yeah?
Mama would start out the first day with 2 gallons of cukes in a stone jar. She'd cover with boiling water, salt, and alum. Then on the 14th day, she'd take 'em out of the vinegar, and let me tell you, no pickler ever experienced a more interesting 2 weeks.
Well, I can say the same thing, old-timer. Well, I'm about ready.
She used to call 'em Mama's 2-week pickles. But if you ask me, they should have been called Mama's 2 strong pickles.
Yeah.
My goodness, are you two still... Oh, McGee, now, we can't wait any longer. Everybody's yelling for the turkey.
Oh, okay. You two take it in. I'll be right along.
Let me help you, daughter. We can trot in with that turkey together.
It's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, used to be one of the best turkey trotters that ever rolled up his trouser cuffs.
Look at that big old
There, now. We'll put it down here, Mr. Oldtimer.
Easy now, easy. There.
Will you do the carving, Doctor?
With the greatest of pleasure, my dear.
After everyone else has had their favorite piece, Doctor, I'd like a drumstick. I always...
Boy, here's Mr. McGee.
Oh, for goodness. Well, here, sit next to me,
boy.
Mr. McGee.
Oh, the cranberry sauce is finished.
Yep, it sure is. It's still warm, kids, but...
House.
Oh, is that so? Well, you just taste a spoonful. All of you pass your plates and get a spoonful.
Oh, it looks good.
There you are. Mother McGee's cranberry super sauce. Been a family delicacy for over 100 years. Don't be afraid. Go ahead and eat.
Mm-hmm. McGee, I apologize for all the kidding. It's great.
Oh, yes, I must have the recipe.
Johnny, this is the best I ever ate, and I've ate the best.
Dearie, it's truly delicious.
You all like it, huh?
I should say, give me a good big plateful. Well, where is it?
Well, to tell you the truth, you've had it.
Had it? What do you mean?
You had 5 gallons of cranberries, McGee.
Well, I don't know what happened, but after I strained it and simmered it and boiled it and cooked it, just like the recipe said, all them ingredients boiled to just 1 teacupful.
Oh, no.
I didn't even get a chance to taste it myself. Was it good, kids?
Oh, McGee, it was delicious.
I'm glad to...
We'll say goodnight to Fibber and Molly in a moment.
American Motors announces a whole new idea in automobiles.
Introducing the daring, dazzling 1955 Rambler, now on display at all Hudson and all Nash dealers.
Come and see luxury and comfort that's new in a low-priced car.
See fabulous new Continental styling with brilliant new color interiors.
See reclining seats, genuine hydromatic drive, complete all-season air conditioning that warms in winter, cools in summer.
All this in a car built with double-strength unit body, safer and free from squeaks and rattles, in a car that's quicker in traffic, faster on pickup.
Take the wheel of the Rambler. Thrill to the shortest turning radius of any American sedan. Thrill to the floating smoothness of the new deep coil ride.
And remember, you get up to 600 miles on a tank full of gasoline.
Drive the sensational new 1955 Rambler from American Motors. Now at all Nash dealers and Hudson dealers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope this has been a happy Thanksgiving for you, as it has been for us, with so much to be thankful for.
And we hope you'll join us in saying thanks to God for all the blessings He has bestowed upon us. For our homes, our families and friends, our work.
And more than that, for our freedom. The freedom to say what we think and to do what we think is right. The freedom to live our lives without fear.
These are the blessings for which we are thankful today. And may God preserve them for us all.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Fibber, McGee, and Molly is an NBC Radio Network production transcribed, with Bill Thompson as the old-timer and Mr. Wimple, Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble, Kate McKenna as Mrs. Gamble, and Robert Easton and Mary Lou Harrington as Les and Sally Nelson. This is John Wald reminding you to be with us again Sunday night, when Mr. McGee doesn't, by George, let a salesman put anything over on him. Or does he? Tune in and see.
Remember to join the great Gildersleeve and all his friends tonight on the NBC Radio Network.
That you, McGee?
It's not only me, Molly. It's me having just picked up the greatest bargain of my lifetime.
Don't tell me you bought some of that earth-moving equipment they were auctioning off out at the highway garage.
No, I went out to that sale, but the tires on all the earth movers look like they've been recapped, so I didn't even put in a bid. What I bought was more of a bargain and more useful at one and the same time.
Well, where is this miraculous purchase of yours? In your pocket?
No. I got it in a crate out on the back porch. But before I show it to you, let me explain the psychology behind it. Now, first of all, we always sink a lot of dough into getting a fancy Thanksgiving dinner together, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, that correct answer puts you on the first plateau. And for the giant jackpot, what's always the biggest single item on our Thanksgiving bill?
Oh, well, Dr. Gamble usually charges you $5 to come over and bandage up your hand after you've cut it carving the bird.
Oh.
I guess that's the biggest single item.
No, that's not part of the grocery expense. The biggest purchase we make every year is the turkey. Only this year's going to be different. I bought a live bird. Yeah, for $2. I'm going to fatten him up myself.
A real live turkey? Let me see him.
Okay, kiddo. Here's the crate right here. Isn't he a beauty?
This is the turkey you bought?
That's him. Oh, I know he's not very big, but I also got a bag of special enriched feed.
Oh?
He'll put on weight quick with that.
Well, I don't know what to say, McGee. I've never seen a turkey like that before. He's black.
Well, I'm glad you noticed that feature, Molly, because that's what makes this bird a real bargain. The fellow who sold him to me said he's a rare reverse albino, and they make the best eating of all. All breast.
But I thought turkeys were supposed to go gobble, gobble, gobble. This one goes caw, caw, caw.
I didn't buy him because he was a brilliant conversationalist. I bought him to eat.
Well, I think you got gypped, McGee. I don't think this is a turkey at all. Who ever heard of a reverse albino?
Just anybody who knows anything about bird life. Here, let me get out my handsomely illustrated copy of Feathered Friends of Field and Forest. I'll bet you anything it's got a picture of a reverse albino turkey in it.
Well, I hope you're right. But I just have a premonition about this.
Now, let's see. Infant turkey, full-grown turkey. They don't seem to have a picture of a reverse albino in here. I guess it's just too rare.
McGee, look at the picture over on the next page. Don't you see a certain resemblance there?
Well, it does have the same yellow beak, the same general body structure and wing shape, I guess.
It's the same bird. A reverse albino turkey, indeed.
Well, anybody could make a mistake on a thing like that. Dad, what do you want me to do, Molly? Eat crow? Now, let's see. If 2 loaves of bread makes enough dressing for a 14-pound bird, then we let X equal the bird we got, and 2 is to 14 as X is to the bird.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hi there, Timmy. Well, what's the late word from the tricycle trade?
My mommy's getting ready to fix Thanksgiving dinner, I betcha.
I see.
And she sent me over to borrow a pinch of poultry seasoning.
Oh. Well, I imagine Mrs. McGee can fix you up. She might even let you have a pinch and a half. You're having poultry for the festive feast, are you?
We're having a duck.
Oh, you are, eh? I says you are, eh?
What?
Having a duck.
So are we.
Well, I just hope your mom and daddy are taking time out from the gay round of food frolicking to tell you about the real meaning of Thanksgiving.
You mean about how everybody stuffs themselves and then you all race to see who can get to the couch first?
No, not that. I'm talking about the Pilgrims. They were the ones that had the first Thanksgiving, you know.
The Pilgrims?
The Pilgrims. It's quite a story, Teeny.
Oh?
They came over here when this country was still a wilderness. They sailed clear from England on a tiny little boat called the Wildflower. And they had to hunt around for months before they found a place to land where there was a rock with the number 1620 printed onto it.
Was 1620 their address?
No, that was the year, Teeny. They stepped ashore on that rock and settled down to make a new home for themselves in a suburb of Boston. A fellow by the name of Miles Sandwich was their leader.
Oh, gee, I'm fascinated and eager to hear more, I betcha.
Well, Miles Sandwich went into business proposing to girls for other fellas.
Oh?
His first client was Joseph Alsop. He wanted to propose to Priscilla.
How romantic.
Yeah, well, Priscilla didn't think much of the idea. She wanted Joseph to speak for himself. And they kept arguing about that instead of planting crops. But fortunately, the Indians came through and gave them a hand. And the Pilgrims were so thankful for the help that they decided to hold the first Thanksgiving dinner.
Gosh, I betcha.
And they invited the Indians over for the spread. Of course, the Indians didn't have too much to be thankful for since they were just being invited over to eat their own food. But we still celebrate Thanksgiving as a time for being thankful.
I betcha.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear you say that, Teeny. Now, think careful. What would you say you got to be thankful for?
Well, that's easy. I'm thankful that our kindergarten teacher told us the story of the Pilgrims before you got a hold of me. So long, mister.
Let's see. 20 minutes to the pound. It weighs 14.5 pounds. So you multiply... No. You divide by the pounds by the...
No, I guess you subtract.
McGee, what are you muttering about?
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out how long we have to cook this dad-ratted turkey. My first calculation comes out to 31 hours and 40 minutes. If that's right, we should have started cooking it yesterday.
Why don't you leave the cooking department to me, sweetheart? After all, you don't know a thing about it.
Who says I don't know anything about it? Have you forgotten how I used to always prepare the poultry for the Elks' banquets? Why, I was so famous that people used to come from miles around just to hear my sage advice on how to dress a bird. Sage Dressing McGee, I was known as in them days.
Oh, dear.
Sage Dressing McGee, the dandiest dude that ever dawdled with a duck's drumstick, decorated by dukes, demigods, despots, and democrats from the desolate dunes of Denmark to the desirable subdivisions near Dover, Delaware, doing delightful deeds on such delectable dishes as dandy dandelion greens, dates, donuts, Danish desserts, and deep dish delight.
Well, I still say you couldn't know too much about it, or you wouldn't have bought a 14-pound turkey for just the two of us.
Well, I know it's pretty big, Molly. We'll be nibbling turkey hash clear through till spring, but it was the smallest bird they had at the grocery store that wasn't already reserved.
McGee, I know what we could do. We could invite somebody over to have Thanksgiving dinner with us.
Say, that's a great idea.
Sure.
Thanksgiving's a time for sharing our good fortune with others anyway. How about inviting the Toopses over?
Oh, not the Toopses. They'd bring that little Willie with them, and you know how you start to fidget when they insist on having him recite.
Yeah, that's right. If I hear that kid do Casey at the bat once more, I'll blow my stack.
How about Dr. Gamble? He's all alone.
He's also a white meat eater. And I'm not having any of them around when I dip into this baby. How about that Mrs. Ferguson that belongs to your Wistful Vista Literary and Pinochle Club? She's a widow, isn't she?
Yeah, but she has a purple shantung dress exactly like the one I plan to wear Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And if she wore hers, too, I'd be embarrassed to tears. Why couldn't we have the Pritchards?
After the way they didn't send us a Christmas card last year? I should say not. I don't intend having people in my home that obviously don't like me.
Say, I think Mr. Wimple's wife is out of town. We could have that poor lad.
Yeah, and he'd sit there all through the meal cracking his knuckles. Oh, thanks. Well, I just can't seem to think of anybody else. That's about the complete repertoire of our acquaintances.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll just have to have Thanksgiving dinner alone.
Well, it won't be so bad. We can still be thankful for having so many good friends.
Right.
And we can be extra thankful that we don't have to have any of them over for dinner.
McGee, why in the world are you curling up with a book? You promised me you'd go to the grocery store and do my Thanksgiving shopping for me.
It just so happens, my dear, that this book is going to be a source of material for the grocery list. I'm reading Prawn's History of the United States, Volume 1.
Heavenly days, what has that got to do with the grocery list?
Well, now let me answer your question by asking one. Just what type of thing had you figured on having me buy for the Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, we already have the turkey, so I'll need some potatoes to mash, and a couple of loaves of bread for the dressing, and some frozen peas for the vegetables.
Halt, and desist right there. Don't you realize what you're doing?
No.
You're making a tapestry out of Thanksgiving. That's what you're doing. Our Pilgrim descendants would be turning over in their graves if they could read that grocery list of yours. You're trotting our national traditions underfoot. And I, for one, am not going to stand for such an un-Americanism as that in this house.
My stars. Heavenly days, you make it sound as if I should be called up before a congressional committee. What have I done?
Well, Molly, I've been reading here in Prawn's History of the United States, Volume 1, about what the Pilgrims had to eat at the first Thanksgiving dinner. They didn't have bread dressing. They didn't have mashed potatoes. And they most absurdly didn't have frozen peas.
Well, I say let the Pilgrims eat what they want and we'll eat what we want.
And that's what I mean by un-Americanism. We celebrate Thanksgiving to commemorate the Pilgrims, and we ought to eat the same things they ate. Now, throw out that grocery list and start making a new one. The first item is maize.
Is what?
Maize. That's wild Indian corn. You know, with red and black kernels.
They wouldn't have any maize at our grocery store.
Well, where would you get it then?
I don't have the faintest idea. If it's wild Indian corn, I guess you'd have to get it from a wild Indian.
Well, I don't think there's any of them around Wistful Vista. I suppose we'll have to have regular corn with our wild turkey.
Wild turkeys are extinct.
I don't care what they smell like. We got to get one to be authentic.
There are no more wild turkeys.
What about pemmican?
What is pemmican?
I don't know. Says the Indians brought pemmican to the first Thanksgiving dinner. I guess they mean those white birds with the big bills.
Those are pelicans.
Oh, yeah. Well, we probably couldn't get any of them at the grocery store either. Well, about all that leaves is wild squash.
I'm sorry, McGee, but that's another item you wouldn't be able to buy today.
Well, gee willikers, no wonder the Pilgrims had such a rough time of it. They'd have saved themselves a lot of trouble if they'd ate the same stuff everybody else did.